He had
You
sex
heard what
on the
happened? He
next
did it,
guy.
right?
Oh god.
You know, we're not.
Did he just disappear?
No, I mean,
Oh man.
so anyway, howdy doody, fellas. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good,
Oh.
pretty good. Pretty decent.
Doing
As
good.
always, need
Adequate.
more sleep.
I could complain, but no one would care.
You're
You're
right.
I mean, we really
You are
wouldn't
absolutely,
give a shit.
completely, and totally right. At least you have the foresight and the mental capacity to understand that we don't care.
There we go. So glad. I'm so glad I'm on the same page with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What happens
That's
when you're
funny.
gone for too long?
Hey,
These
look.
people don't care either. Like, ladies and gentlemen, does anybody care?
And look, see, there you go.
Really?
I would like to think the
Crickets.
audience cares.
Crickets.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be
Oh my God,
friends?
that reminds me of that movie. What was it? Was it baseball?
Basketball?
Basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, I remember that song specifically from an old Simpsons episode when he had to go against the Mike Tyson ripoff Dredger Tatum.
Oh.
And Homer came out to the ring to Why Can't We Be Friends? Before he got his ass beat in the box room.
Oh God, don't make me put up the Simpsons again. I gotta watch that episode now because of you.
Right.
Hey, those fights. That was better than the Family Guy fights with the chicken.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Well, there was the time that Bender had to fight that giant robot. He was
Oh
getting
yeah.
mercilessly beaten. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome,
You're right.
welcome,
That was a good
welcome.
one. Yeah.
Welcome. Anyway,
Welcome.
all right. So
Stab
let me
by.
just start by saying good evening, everyone. Welcome to Start Button Live. This is a safe haven for geeks, gamers, nerds, weebs, blurs, and everything of the sort, whatever you want to call yourself in between. I'm your host, King Anarchy. Here we have with you a full panel tonight. We have Mr. SG Token. We have Mr. Raijin, Mr. Time Traveling, Mr. Hustle Simmons, and of course the technical genius, Mr. Loom. So just wanted to give everybody a little bit of an overview. Today's episode is going to be something a little bit different from what we normally do, but it's not. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about some stuff, and it's going to be a little spicy. So I hope you're prepared, because I have a question today for everybody. So my question for today, we're all gamers. We've all played in public lobbies and public chats, right? So I'm gonna make it a little conversational today too. What's the worst thing that has been said to you or in your presence in a public chat on a game?
Darn,
You set us up for failure.
I had a timer for 10 minutes before I asked this question.
I mean, we got 20.
How
We can literally
explicitly
dig
can I?
into it. Like, I really want to dig into it. Like,
All right, so
Bro.
the worst thing that's been said to me
We
still
can
makes
keep it-
me laugh to this day. But the funniest thing is it wasn't black related. I was
what do you
this
mean
was-
wasn't black related?
like, yeah, most people go to is a default N-word, blah blah nonsense, try to get a rise and shit. Like, I distinctly remember, and Hustle might remember this, when I was hardcore playing Star Wars Jedi Outcast, and I was on all those PvP servers, and I got real fucking good at the game, and I won most of the duels that you do. Like, it was basically just lightsaber duels, like how the mechanics of the game shit. But I remember, I don't even know where this dude pulled this out of the hat for this one, but I beat him like 3 times in a row, and he said, "You fucking Jew bag," and I was like, "What?" Like, it's like, number one, why was that your go-to? Number two, I'm like, most people aren't fucking Jewish. Where the fuck did you pull this one from?
Yeah.
Where did you get this from? And
Also, I'm fully prepared to not have this one count
yeah,
for monetization. So
but
just don't get it for anything
All right,
hard.
well,
Since we go into potential slurs, and it was like,
no,
like,
no
I said
super
potential.
slurs, because
I said potential.
we
Yeah.
also don't want to get hard banned off YouTube.
But
There is still terms of service here.
Yeah, but no, that's one still sticks in me. I've never gotten like a crazy one because as time and hustle have seen me, when I get into an argument on an online game, I usually finish it. I don't start it, but I got an anger problem sometimes, and I say some things, and the conversation ends. I'll put it that way.
Nah. Yo, that BBL Drizzy.
When you say that TikTok,
Nah.
like, yo, they roasted you on the internet right now. Nah.
Token, what you got? Oh, actually, no. Time. What you got? Because
honestly, I haven't had much that I can remember. I think most of the worst stuff I've heard is probably been amongst the group. Like we were sitting there, like
I'm not saying
not like you guys, like back in the day, like we might have.
This boy never apologized for taking my pentakill on League of Legends.
Yeah, I had some pretty harsh things said to me there. I'm proud of it. Yeah, like some of the worst stuff we've said have been like jokes. Like I think we were playing World of Warcraft when we found out about Chris Benoit.
Yep.
Like,
we were on my Ventrilo server. I remember.
Yeah, we were on Ventrilo, and within 5 minutes, it may have been either me or Eric. We were making jokes about like, did he tap?
Like as one of us said, I think one of us distinctly said, I think this is almost verbatim because we were all playing. We all got silent. Like, damn, that's crazy news. Probably like 4 minutes go by. It's like, I mean, that's what happens. You don't tap out. Like. Straight up, I was just like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "What's wrong with us?" We got.
I'm almost sure it was me that said that too.
Yeah,
it was definitely. It was definitely one of us.
I'm pretty sure I'm the one that said that.
Like it was just like dead silence because like it's like, man, that's crazy. I can't believe he did that. Oh, should have tapped.
Oh my god.
We got. Okay.
We have issues, okay? Listen, we're not good people. I
So
don't think we
was this like a
claimed we
case
are.
of never say die?
A little bit. I guess technically they said it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right. I'm sorry.
that's still no, bad. You can't let me tap into the bad part of me. I'm trying to be a better person these days.
So it sounds like you were the
person,
lobby
man.
menace.
Well, I mean, I certainly played into it. I don't know that I'm the first one who said something, but I certainly didn't back down from it.
I see.
We all instigators. We don't start it, but
Yeah.
if I will be damned if we don't.
I'll finish it.
I will be damned if we don't make the situation worse.
I wouldn't call myself a follower. I would say that when there's a good time to be had and other people open the door, the door's open. You may as well peek.
Got a different mascot.
I don't start it, but I damn sure will finish it.
Oh, yeah. In the face.
Coconut oil and all.
Wow. Bro. Token?
What?
Token.
Oh man.
Your turn.
Yes. Oh god. As expected, mine hails from the Call of Duty lobby.
Oh god.
Yeah. I just play that toxic game way too much.
I don't have any good stories. Because I didn't play much Call of Duty.
Bro, this one actually happened.
That is like the number one
month.
place you get called every slur in the book.
Yeah, and they make new ones. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Token, to steal this from you real quick, but you know what? Someone called me British once. That was pretty offensive. Anyway.
Yeah, that is actually pretty offensive. I ain't gonna hold you.
Total Biscuit, is that you?
Oh god. Oh
God, yeah.
So
Too
this
much
one,
chips. So much so that I argued with a British guy like recently, and I said I'm not about to listen to somebody who eats jellied eels.
Bro.
So yeah, there is that. They do. They eat jellied eels in Britain. What do you want me to do?
Yeah,
The
they
fact-
eat they
the-
eat beans
wait.
and
All right,
toast.
Token.
We don't
the fact
eat
that this actually ties into what the fuck happened to me. But so it was about a month ago.
A month ago.
Yeah, literally. This was recent.
What happens when you?
So you play Call of Duty instead of being here talking to the people?
Wednesday. It was a Sunday.
How you know?
Yeah.
You can't remember what yesterday was.
Yesterday was.
You can't.
Tuesday. My brain is fried. All right, let me reminisce. All right, so, I was minding my own business, trying to build a stealth vest. All right, so I'm looting.
What
stealth vest?
What's that?
A vest that hides you from radar,
some Warzone
and UAVs and whatnot.
Oh,
they did introduce in DMZ.
Yeah, so that's where I was. I was in DMZ, and I'm just looting, trying to build this, get stuff to build it, and all of a sudden a UAV pops up, and I was like, crap. So I turned on my proc chat because I wanted to know, like, are they near me or am I just in a general area of the UAV? Well, so they were near me.
You decided to talk to people that was randomly.
No. I didn't decide to talk to them. I just turned proc chat on to hear their comms, and they were in the building. Like, they came in, and I was like, ah, shit. So I just typed it instead of proc chatting because I turned it on. I just typed it. And I was like, yo, I got people on me. Y'all, please come so I don't have to fight by myself. Oh. And all of a sudden, a guy jumps into the room, and I just so happened to put him down because I had the shotgun with Dragon's Breath because I was being a fucking noob that day. I put him down with the Dragon's Breath, and he was like, oh, look, you got a fucking noob now. I was like, yep, that's what I'm doing today. And then they throw a stun in, and another one comes in. I drop him too, and then two more come in. I was like, oh crap, it wasn't a team of 3, it was a team of 4. So they down me.
You realize that this whole conversation is pause-worthy, right?
Bruh, they down me, and then he comes in, and he says,
they down?
Yes.
No Drizzy?
I'm laying no Diddy. Look, no Drizzy, no Diddy. Look, I'm laying on the ground bleeding out, and they're standing over me. And they're like, oh, look. He thought he had us with the Dragon's Breath. Noob ass. I bet you from the South, huh? With that Dragon's Breath. Why don't you take a break from your cousin and go touch some grass?
Wow.
And I was like, I was appalled. But mind you, he said it with like a British accent, but like I was appalled because first of all, how did you even know him from the South? Like out of all places you could have picked, you picked the South, and then you like take a break from your cousin and go touch grass. And then he followed up with you potato shaped bitch.
You potato shaped bitch. Oh.
And I told him, I was like, look, I'm not gonna go back and forth with somebody who we had to sink tea in a harbor over. Go fuck yourself and go back to the lobby.
Wow.
The way that you get people to cry in that game, at least in Modern Warfare 2, was you use the
fuck yourself.
There you go. You use the KV broadside with Dragon's Breath. That used to be fucking screaming at you on fight.
They were, bruh. The first two were so pissed. I didn't even full kill them. I just hit them and made sure they were down and just crawling. And I was just waiting for their team to come in. But lo and behold, they both came at the same time. I thought they was gonna be like Power Ranger enemies and just keep coming in one by one. And like, nope, they just both jumped in at the same time. I'm like, oh, crap.
They was just on your ass.
They, after the first 2 attempts, they clearly learned their lesson. So, yeah, I guess so. That was not a fun day. I've never felt so offended by being called a potato shaped bitch.
That is definitely a new one.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not shaped like a potato. I've been working out.
Not potato.
That's something The Rock would say. You
potato shaped bitch. I mean, my favorite go-to.
This shit trending on Twitter.
This conversation got me thinking about my favorite go-to insults when I'm online gaming. Like my number one is like, I can't hear you from the bottom of the scoreboard.
No, you know what? No, now potato shaped bitch is my number one insult.
Yeah, that's a good one. I might I might have to work that in my repertoire. When I actually call it.
You shaped like a spoon.
Yeah, hey, bro, it wasn't even low key. I was sensitive after that one because when I heard that you potato shaped bitch, I was like,
next time you see someone eating French fries, next time you see someone you don't like eating French fries, just say, I guess they are right. You are what you eat. What do you mean?
Potato shaped.
You potato shaped bitch.
Mine?
Yo, the fat bro, when he opened that one up, he was like, I bet you from the south. Take a break from your cousin and touch grass. I was like, yo.
I love it.
But yeah, that was my most toxic moment in a lobby.
Hey, Hustle. Today, my goal is to rile you up to 100 and then bring you back down to 50.
Why?
Because why not?
What are you edging?
Thank you.
Are you edging this dude?
I'm gonna tell you what mine is. I thought about it for a second. I was like, do I go with, like, the most racist thing said or the weirdest thing said? I'm gonna go with the weirdest.
Go to the weirdest.
The weirdest thing said to me, and I think it was Call of Duty.
It's always
a white dude said, why don't you take your fat white ass outside and go do something else other than play this game? And I'm like, I'm skinny and black, but this guy is insistent that I'm like some fat white guy for some reason. Why he's playing me and why I'm killing him over and over again.
You know why? You was playing like a musty motherfucker. That's why.
You was playing like somebody who don't bathe. Hey, look, everybody. This is the guy that don't spread his cheeks in the shower.
I was like, bro, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm skinny and black. He was like, no, you're not. You're fucking lying. I was like,
How do you prove this? How do you prove these things?
It's because you're too good at the game. So he just assumes that you're fat and you're probably some loser ass nerdy white dude. And time.
He said it smelled like chips and gamer fuel.
And it was like,
yeah.
He called you Asmongold.
Yeah, no, essentially, like Asmongold is what he was calling me, essentially. And I'm like, bruh, you're white. Why are you calling me that? That doesn't make sense. I'd rather you just call me this slur and got it over with. This is way more weirder.
So fucking weird. I love
it.
Oh my goodness.
Huh?
How you know he was white?
I'm gonna assume he was white because he sounded white.
Wow.
In my head. Oh God, no!
Time. Hold on. I can fix this. Time. We're allowed to stereotype. Okay. We allowed to.
But that's not fair.
A lot of things wasn't fair.
He had the surfer guy accent. I'm gonna assume.
They say black people can't be surfers. See, you keeping us there.
Wow. So first we can't swim and now we can't surf too? Damn, just keep us out the water, huh?
What, you don't think there's black people in Venice Beach?
There's black people in Florida.
Please don't cancel me, chat. I apologize. I apologize to our white viewers. That's not what I meant.
So what did he sound like? I'm sorry, officer.
God damn it,
bruh.
That's right, APOC. I can swim too.
Yep.
What?
You can't swim? For real?
I said I can. I just went swimming like the other day.
I was gonna say, hey, listen, the more we hear about this new job of yours, not feeling like it's you, but you can swim, so you're good.
Yeah.
I can't. You know what? I can't. Yeah. So
what was that called again?
I can't even describe some of the things that I've heard in game chats. Nothing stands out in particular to me, but I can tell you that being called an N-word with a hard R by a 6-year-old hits different.
Yeah, it really does. I'm like,
it really does. It hits different.
Yeah.
Like, and you know You just know because before their balls drop and they get their real voice, like
Yo, not gonna lie, the most racist shit ever said to me was by a young white child.
Yeah,
At Menlo Park, at the Menlo Park movie theater, like when they had
we're kind of little shits.
Yeah. Yo, me and my brother.
I mean, if you don't respect your parents, how would I expect you to respect other people?
Yeah, like we were at the Menlo Park movie theater. The House of the Dead 2 there on like your little steps and shit. And me and my brother were playing. We were just going through the game, killing time for the movie started. And these two little kids came by and watched us play the game, watching us shoot the zombies and shit, and taps me on the arm. It's like, I wish that was you getting shot. I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was like, I can't beat the shit out of a child. And because at first I didn't know what he meant. I'm like, what do you mean by that? It's like, oh, like darker people. I'm like,
bro, he doubled down.
and of course, I'm only like 11 in the 12 in the situation. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do here.
Is it illegal to backhand kids?
Yeah.
As a kid.
Technically, if we're 11 or 12, we can legally beat them up at that age.
I would have done it.
Well, we got dropped off at the theater, so
Other people's kids.
But then you can get picked up and dropped off again.
Well, no, I'm saying if a random ass black kid starts beating the shit out of a white child in a movie theater.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no.
not going home that night.
Going to
my
juvie.
parents are getting a fucking call.
You're going to juvie, but hey, screw it.
Yep, we're getting detained.
Yep.
Detained isn't even the word.
Bruh.
You assaulted my child, and now I want to sue your family for damages and blah 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 blah.
If you make it home.
Well, technically,
right.
your child said he wished that I was
That is
getting
correct.
shot, so that felt like bodily harm, which was a threat.
Now you are violent and you are threatening.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go there.
Kid wish death on me. That's assault.
The only thing you can do is be like, yo, I hope you step on all your Legos tonight. All of them. Barefoot.
And I hope every time you turn over the pillow, the other side's warm, motherfucker.
I hope that when you go and you get ice cream, it's melty goop.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
hope before you go to bed, you left your freezer open.
I hope when you get your little Scooby-Doo or Sonic the Hedgehog ice pop, that there's no gumballs for eyes.
I hope your next progress report is all needs improvement.
Yo, you know that.
That's like saying, I hope your next dinner is Flintstone vitamins.
I hope you have to eat asparagus with dinner.
I hope somebody steals all the springy things from behind your doors in your house.
That's facts.
What?
The door stops?
Yeah.
What? I don't have those in my house.
I hope all your Lunchables don't have any desserts in them. No cookies, no Snickers bars, no nothing.
Hey, Pop, that's
All you got is
way
crackers,
too- that's way
cheese,
too
and
real.
meat. That's
way
it.
too possible.
I hope you go through life trying to get out that sneeze, and that sneeze never comes out.
That's way too possible. So APOC said, I hope your daddy forgets your birthday. No, you gotta hope that mommy forgets her birthday.
And you gotta hope that none of the
met-
friends do their birthday party.
I met your dad. I hope he does come back from getting milk.
Wait, what? Wait, what? No, wait, what?
What kind of dark with that one?
Oh.
Oh.
I hate my father.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, I met him. I hope he does come back.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I think we're gonna go actually into what our show consists of tonight. So before I start getting into the things that we're supposed to talk about, that we've planned to talk about, I actually wanted to talk about Call of Duty. So apparently, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is confirmed, and confirmed to be going Game Pass from day one.
Oh shit.
So that is great news for anybody who only gets Call of Duties.
I was like, I'm real happy for you, Token.
I know, right? For once, he'll be able to play the full game.
I can't do on camera, but
I mean, you can do whatever you want on camera.
Go fuck yourself.
We can do whatever we want on camera. Yeah, we broke the rules in the first 45 seconds.
Once we said the most expensive thing you've heard online, it was all downhill.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You got to wash your ass.
I mean, and also thanks to Tones, now that I also have never stopped this subscription, I still have Game Pass. So.
I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Listen.
So I guess
I've been putting it to use though. Also, I've been playing Persona 3 Reload like every day.
There you go.
I need to get back to that.
I'm just expecting that somewhere around, November, the token will be lost to the world of Call of Duty.
You think you'll hear from me? I'm probably gonna be knee deep in freaking missions. I'm gonna be Ghost.
I'm about to be like knee deep in
Ghost.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at Ghost.
Oh, like Call of Duty Ghosts?
There you go.
The one that nobody likes.
I mean, gotta reboot it. So,
all right. So I had to. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's your mic, but
It is.
I've been getting like random dip ins of you being real loud and you getting a little quiet.
Yeah, it's because the the computer is essentially correcting my volume. So I'm actually monitoring my mic, and it goes from 100%, and it'll shoot down to 33, and then back up. So I'm trying to adjust my gain just a tad, and I think I'm adjusting it in the wrong direction and turning it up even more, which is causing it to overcorrect itself. Hello, Catherine Devereaux. Welcome.
Hey.
How are you being
hello.
here? I mean, you said hi, so we're just gonna say hi back. We are definitely 1000% interactive, and anything that you say, we do try to make sure that we actually read. And Blicky, when did we get a COD 5? No, Black Ops 5. Black Ops 6. So now we're moving into Black Ops 6.
Also, Blicky, why aren't you in this discussion?
Because Blicky, we're not gonna talk about Blicky right now. He's there.
Yeah.
He's there.
So
He's here.
At least
He's with us in
he
spirit.
showed up.
He's
with us in spirit. He's with us in spirit. So anyway, so now that we got the news that Call of Duty is coming out, I can also confidently tell you that it has been confirmed that Grand Theft Auto 6's release window is actually going to be fall of 2025.
Allegedly.
I mean, I believe they.
unless they pushed it back.
What GTA?
No. They confirmed that their release window is fall of
100% coming out next year.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be. This is gonna. I
believe that.
Go ahead.
When you see it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. There's too much.
Yeah, I could see it March 26th.
I expect the male populace of employers, the employees, to be dwindling around the time that it comes out, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be either late for work or not showing up at work.
No,
Everybody's gonna be
call
playing.
out. You take a day off. Like, do you not work jobs where you can take days off?
I will likely take a day off for GTA 6.
Like, do we not get vacation time? Like,
Yo, GTA 6 RP is gonna be.
I don't believe Token does know.
I mean, it just started in
it doesn't now.
a couple months
Oh
back.
wait, fire. Yeah, I don't think you can take. Wait, can you take these off?
Sure you
Yes,
Yeah,
they can.
you can
but
take
usually
time off, but they better be
a
playing. Yeah.
Yeah, it got to be
4-on,
playing
3-off,
like.
schedule.
So like it's really no point in taking days off when you literally work a few days and then you're off a few days. So
yeah.
It makes no point at that point. Unless it's something that's like strictly on this day and you can't move it.
He takes off for GTA 6 and There's a fire on that day, and they're just like,
I swear to God, if I'm at home and they all come through, and I'm like,
I got a question for one of our viewers. I'm sorry, give me a second because I need to fix this. I need to figure this out. Kyoya, what the hell is a birth season?
what?
I want to know what the hell is a birth season.
Everything seems to come out in my birth season.
The fall, I would assume.
Oh,
Is that
you want Google's bullshit AI explanation?
yes.
AI.
so like is that
have
like
you done a Google search in the past 3 weeks? It's annoying as shit.
No,
yeah, they give AI
it's
suggestions
pretty
on
funny.
everything.
Yeah.
So like fall, autumn would be like your birth season, which means that you were born around that time. Like, so I was born in November, so now fall is my birth season.
Yes.
winter.
Correct. Yeah.
We fall people. We fall season.
Okay. I mean, isn't that kind of always how it is in the gaming industry? Like, don't we usually get the bangers at the end of the year? I mean, honestly, I could see Grand Theft Auto come out in October, November. Just so it's that, we're going to get that Christmas push because, all the little kids is going to want Grand Theft Auto because, the parents ain't going to know better. And they're like, well, I bought him this PS5 and he's finally asking for a game. So I might as well get him the one game that he asked for, even though it's 18 and up or whatever it's supposed to be. So, I'm going to just buy it for him anyway, because I'm telling you, working at a game store as an adult and being a responsible adult, when you see some of these kids coming in and start asking for some of these games, I did not want to like sell these games to these people. Like legitimately, when Saints Row came out and these kids was coming in asking for Saints Row the Third specifically, they were coming in asking for like Saints Row the Third, and like the parents were like, all right, well, I'll just buy it for them. And I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, I need you to know that you're purchasing this game that is rated M for mature. It's fine. He's mature. Johnny is very mature. I'm like, ma'am, I need you to know that one of the weapons in this game is a dildo bat. What?
People requested the cat game, so
I'm like, there is a toilet launcher. What? Yes, there is a gun that.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
You look
Why? Oh, why?
AI did it.
Why is it telling me that I lost network connection when I'm sitting here hearing y'all say
you froze up like it's like
you froze.
Oh wow, that's
Back
crazy.
on your rant.
It must be the storm outside. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so yeah, but I'm telling these adults, like, hey, you're buying this for your kid. I just want you to know this ahead of time before you come back blaming us, because I'm not assuming responsibility. I warned you. So anyway, it does, sometimes suck to work in retail in general, but game stores especially. All right, moving on to our new topic of the day. So I believe we're all familiar with Relic Entertainment, and if we're not familiar with Relic Entertainment, we are actually going to find out right now. Fuck around,
Warhammer.
Huh?
They make
Warhammer to that. Dang.
Yeah, so Relic Entertainment is actually the company that Relic Entertainment is actually the company that made games like Warhammer 40K, Space Marine, Company of Heroes, Age of Empire 4. They've been in the gaming industry for over 30 years. They were actually one of the THQ Nordic companies previously, and they actually were co-owned by Sega after THQ went under, and some of their IPs went to like Embracer Group. So essentially, this game developer has been in the industry for a very, very, very long time. And if there was one person that I actually acknowledge and respect their opinion when it comes to speaking on game development and game developers, it's Time. And Time said something that stuck with me a while back, and that's what made me actually bring this one up today. So he said that one of the best chances that developers have for being successful and making games for the people is to go independent, be self-funded, things of that nature. It seems like Relic Entertainment might actually watch us and listen to Time Traveling or something, because now they're actually going independent. So after the round of layoffs in 2013, no, not 2013, in 2024, that Sega did, they have now announced that they are going independent and that they're going to be forming a new partnership with a new investor, Emona Capital. And them going independent, they wanted to actually go back to their commitment to making great like RTS games, real-time strategy games. So they're actually trying to make sure that they provide a good product for their players. You know, they're trying to be game-focused, game-centric. They said that their goal is to partner with publishers and continue investing in their already existing. Bro.
Technical difficulties, y'all. Sorry about that.
Well, there's a storm up this area, so
Yeah.
that's what I was driving through on the way home.
Oh,
No, we lost.
he's gone.
He's
back.
He's back.
He's still frozen.
He hasn't popped up yet.
I know that storm is passing through here too. Oh, and it's gone. All right, next lightning strike could be back. There we go.
You back? I think you back.
Okay,
All right, he's good now.
back to what you were saying.
And then
Oh, and
Mr. Simpson. Mr. Simpson, no!
look out, Mr. President!
Only Hustle remembers that old school shit.
Get down, Mr. President!
Oh shit! And now he's stuck.
Uh,
The face it was stuck on.
bruh.
Oh my god!
Is it bad that when he disappeared, like right before he disappeared, my brain thought going ghost, and then doop.
I'm sorry, y'all, for the technical difficulties. Toad is in the middle of a storm right now.
Damn, bruh.
Oh my god.
So how's everybody's day going? You going good?
It's going great, actually. It's hilarious.
As I was. Go ahead, Todd.
So, no, I was just gonna say, like, it's interesting seeing Relic go this route. I hope more studios start doing this kind of thing. I'm a little weary of them partnering with a venture capital firm, though. Like, the thing about venture capital is just that, like, they kind of throw spaghetti at the wall, and yeah, pretty much. That's kind of the problem I've seen happen with a few different studios in the last couple of years, like specifically ones that like I interviewed with, where they just, for one reason or another, the venture capital teams back out, and suddenly they're left trying to scramble to find funding, and they wind up having to close because for whatever reason, the venture capital firms just, they don't see something they like in what they're doing, and they wind up just closing up shop. You don't really hear about that stuff as much. Like, you hear about the studios closing, but you don't hear about the venture capital side of it. Like, you just hear the studio close, and you don't have an answer as to why.
Yeah, I mean, Red Lobster's going through that whole thing with their venture capitalist group, which ended up shutting down a whole bunch of stores. And apparently the reason is because that venture capitalist group switched to suppliers for Red Lobster and ended up losing a shit ton of money.
I have
So that's why.
I've heard multiple things. I've heard they venture capitalists also bought all the land all the Red Lobsters on, and they leased it.
Oh,
back to
yeah.
Red Lobster,
That
Yeah.
what?
at crazier, higher prices. Just
Bro,
basically pricing
I
out
was
there.
mad. I was mad about that because I was like, "How Red Lobster go out of business, but Arby's is still here? Who eats at
so-
Arby's?"
Arby's
Yeah,
be
but-
just sticking to themselves. Like, I'm not gonna act like Arby's food is bad, but
Yeah, it's not trash.
if people be eating there, man.
Yeah, the first thing that happened was they had someone purchase the company from the original owners. That company went and basically bought the land up from underneath Red Lobster. Like, they bought Red Lobster, took the land, sold the land to another company that they owned, and then rented that land back to Red Lobster, and then sold Red Lobster
Wow.
to a seafood company. That seafood company then, because like they were a seafood supplier, when they took over, they initially said they weren't going to do what they did, which is they negotiated themselves to be the exclusive distributor for Red Lobster, and then intentionally overcharged Red Lobster for the food. So
This sounds like a
Wow.
very overcomplicated way to fuck someone.
This also sounds very
Yes.
illegal too.
it
I just want
probably
I just
should
want my
be.
cheddar
but-
bay biscuits.
that's legal. That's
Yeah,
all
it's
sounds
legal.
very
I
legal,
just-
actually.
I just want my cheddar bay biscuits because the store bought ones don't hit the same because we don't got
That
that,
is very
that
true.
crack lace butter or whatever they put in it.
Crack
Yeah,
lace
there's
butter.
something that they finish it off with that just is not the same as doing it at home.
I mean, I said the
I
same
don't know
thing
what
about
it is.
as chicken sandwiches because that chicken don't be tasting like the regular chicken.
What you talking about?
Popeye's chicken sandwich, bro. That chicken sandwich don't taste like the regular chicken that they be
Nah,
serving
it's
you
not.
in them 2 pieces.
No, it's
Bro,
yeah.
That
That's
chicken got cocaine.
It's seasoned different.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
seasoned.
Seasoned
but
with
it's not-
cocaine, bro.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Tastes like the 80s.
I'm telling you, bro. They can make it. They can make them a hit little a hit
Tastes
little
like
combo
1980s
meal.
Miami.
It could take a. They can make a little nice little 1980s combo meal. You want to get that Coke with that Coke?
And a
Like,
couple.
you want the,
Yeah,
you want the Coke,
that
like, and you want the real Coke, right?
Right. You
That
want you want
Peruvian
real Coke,
coffee?
right? Yeah.
the Peruvian white coffee. The
Miami
best
Coke,
part
bro.
of waking up
It's cocaine
in your cup.
Bro.
Well, I guess getting back to the topic at hand, Hustle, what you got to think about Relic?
Hold on, man.
Relic still made one of the best RTSs in my opinion, which was Dawn of War, Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War 1. 2 was 3 was If they are going to make another one, I hope it's more like Dawn of War 1, because that to me was like perfect for Warhammer 40k. And I'm a little weary that a venture capitalist group is going to be involved with this because we haven't really had many good stories to come out of that. I just hope it works out for the best and we don't end up losing Relic as a whole. You know?
I just want Henry Cavill to one day see this and then inbox you and be like, so let's talk about Warhammer.
Yeah, please do.
Oh my god, dream job.
Please do. Have you on there? I'll edit the trailers and shit. Like, let me know, bro. Henry, if you see this. Okay.
So I ain't gonna lie, I don't know too much about Relic, but hearing about what is going on,
Froze on.
I honestly feel like it might be choosing to go independent would be great. But like Tone said, choosing a venture capital is like it's kind of risky.
It's heavily risky.
Like it's like it reminds me of like when you want to go out and be independent, right? And you need to you don't have good credit, you don't have credit of your own, so you got to get somebody else to co-sign. But if their credit is much better than yours, they're going to be the dominant signer and you're going to become the co-signer.
This is very
Now
true.
this stuff is owned mostly by them. So if you don't do what you're supposed to do, they take your shit.
So I got a question. What's the next?
Like,
what's the next?
It's
best
kind
option?
of. I just hope that it goes well for them. That
It's
I
almost
just-
like
I
getting
hope it goes
pimped.
well.
To be
Yeah.
honest- to be honest with you,
No.
getting a venture capitalist involved is it's almost like having a
Okay.
pimp.
It
When you
really
really
is.
think about it.
And it's a scary idea to know that could be happening to a very good studio that has produced a well-loved couple of well-loved titles.
Bro, I got Dawn of War installed on my shit right now.
Yeah, they also
I
made
do
the
not.
first. They also made the first Space Marine. Don't forget that.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, they made what?
The first,
Space Marine.
They made a lot of strategy games. They made a lot of Warhammer games, Company Heroes, Age of Empires. But the Space Marine 2 that's coming out later this year, the same team that Space Marine back in like 2010.
Space Marine is phenomenal. That multiplayer though,
Oh yeah, yeah, they announced that multiplayer. I can't wait.
it had no business being that good for a multiplayer.
I think we
Like-
got is Talon back?
Yeah, he is.
If you want to talk about solid third-person multiplayer,
Just so y'all
Combat.
know, I've been back for a while, but I was talking.
Couldn't
And
hear none.
y'all
We
couldn't
couldn't hear
me,
or
so-
see you. We couldn't hear or see you.
Yeah, because I was asking, well, if venture capital is risky, what's the other alternative? What is something that they can do that may
Crowdfunding.
be successful? No. All right. So you're going to go from being a game developer in the industry with 30 years of experience to now making your next game off Kickstarter?
why not?
Yeah.
Less risky?
Yeah.
Why not?
Who said it was less? Listen. So let's be clear about this, okay? We're not talking about less risky. All right. We're not talking about that. We're talking about having control of your own
Mhm.
fate.
True.
Like that is what we're talking about here, right? Because like the problem is when you deal with venture capital, it's the same problem you have when you are
When
dealing
you're-
with a publisher. A lot of times, you're dealing with someone who's only looking at numbers. A lot of times, they only care about return on investment, right? So for them, they might not necessarily understand what goes into making a game, and they might see something along the way that looks kind of scary, but it's actually like maybe kind of normal. Or maybe they're invested in other projects that are just doing better than yours, right? Like, maybe they like. There was a period of time during COVID where I had seen on Twitter on the game dev sphere of people talking about like they knew people who worked at like 5 or 6 different studios, 7 different studios, pick a number, and they were all working on the same projects, right? Like they were all working on very similar kinds of games. So the venture capital might go and like they may want to invest in like a new MOBA, right? So they'll go and invest in like 5 or 6 different studios that are making a new MOBA, and then of those 5 or 6, after like a year or 2 of funding, they'll look at that and they'll go, which one's furthest along? Which one do I think I have the best chance of making my money back on? They'll keep 1 or 2 of them and they'll can the other 4, and then those 4 studios are now left trying to go and find money, or they're forced to close.
Yeah.
But also, if
you
your
have
Kickstarter-
literally
if your Kickstarter game isn't funded properly, then aren't you also forced to become Star Citizen?
Yeah, potentially, but I mean, Star Citizen's able to get the funding that it's able to get still because it's
They
got at least a
got
core
more
gameplay.
than a little bit of funding for that game. It's just
But that's
Yeah,
but
but
the
you
point
see-
is though, like, but the people I know who actually play it, they're enjoying the experience.
good
they have, and
game.
They're willing to wait.
good game. I don't think it'll ever be done because I feel like once it's done, it loses a lot of interest for a lot of people. The fact that people
Probably.
are getting to play it while still knowing that more is coming
And we have
is
active
one of the
feedback.
draws, because that means that you can put it down, come back, and it's a whole different experience.
In a lot of ways, you can look at Star Citizen as probably being one of the first live service games, and I think
That is true.
that you're probably right. It won't ever be done, but I think it's just going to transition into being kind of a live service game. I feel like Star Citizen is a game that is just going to continue to evolve, and so long as people are enjoying it, then fuck it. Like, it's cool that they're able to get the money to keep doing it. I think it's great they've had the time they've had to make the thing they want to make, and they're actually delivering on it. So yeah, like, it's a risk to do the crowdfunding route, and I'm not even like, I don't love it, but if you're gonna do venture capital, I hope at least that you're planning for the worst case scenario. And because I don't know, like, it feels to me like a lot of games teams, and maybe this is just ignorance on my part of the stuff I can't see, but like, it feels like a lot of these studios, like, it doesn't really feel like they plan for failure. I think it kind of feels like they put themselves in positions where they have to succeed. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain because it sounds stupid in my head, but Like it's one of those things where it's like when you see these projections from these analysts and like it feels to me like missing a projected number shouldn't lead to layoffs.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I don't know how to phrase it. Like it feels to me like missing a projected number should just be like, oh no, we didn't do as great. Like it feels like if you're having to do layoffs, like you didn't plan. Like you really thought you were gonna hit this note. I don't know.
So like I
agree.
feel like what you're trying to say is the fact of like they didn't give themselves enough of a cushion room. They
Yeah.
didn't plan for faults or errors to arise on the entire path of this journey. And once it did, you're like, well, it looks like we got to start throwing some water out of the boat so we all don't sink.
Yeah, it's like they spend like $400 million on a game, expecting to make 1 million back, and then they only make 750 million. And because they were really planning on they were really planning on the 1 billion, and anything over that was icing on the cake. We have to start throwing everything out because we didn't plan well enough. Like I don't know, it's stupid.
Yeah.
But
I'd rather.
going back to venture capital versus crowdfunding real quick. Sorry for cutting you off.
Are you good?
For me, it's like if my studio is gonna fail, I would rather it fail because we made bad decisions, we didn't manage money properly, like any number of different things, rather than some person who doesn't understand what we're doing and doesn't understand our community has made the decision that we're not worth investing in.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I would much rather crowdfund a studio trying to make a game, especially with a studio that I really like, making a game that I'm really interested in, than let's say, I don't know, a multi-billion dollar toy corporation that all of a sudden decides that they should be crowdfunded for big products because they don't want to take the financial hit if it doesn't succeed.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like the whole purpose of crowdfunding was for this kind of thing. Like the whole purpose of crowdfunding was so that people didn't have to go to publishers, so that people didn't have to go to venture capital. Like the whole concept of doing a Kickstarter was that you had this idea that you were passionate about. You have people who were bought into it, and you took that to people and you sold them the passion. You sold them that that vision. And you, with your community, were able to go and develop this thing and bring it to the world that no one else saw, like no one else believed in. Like that was kind of one of the cool things about Double Fine, actually, at one point before they sold themselves to Microsoft, right? I think it was, I had to look at my Steam library.
I think they were like the first too, if I remember correctly, or at least one of the first.
They were the ones who made it mainstream for game developers. It's in my library. I'm looking at it now.
I think second biggest one was like, I know he's gonna hate this, that I had to bring this back up. KG Inafune was like the second biggest on that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Should have did some shit with what he got, but he didn't.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, you can't blame publishers for that. Like, that's the kind of thing, like, the KJ Inafune thing, for better or for worse, right? Like, that's the kind of thing that, like, had he released that game under Capcom would have gotten blamed for it, probably, instead of him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Like, that's,
Capcom would have ate that.
yeah. They're not going to throw him under the bus.
They had no choice.
The amount of L's that Capcom's taken, they would have been like, all right, yeah, all right, get it all out. Come on.
I think the most ironic thing about
Capcom wore a vest for like
we're
6
obviously going
years
back
straight.
to Mighty Number 9, which was a disappointment. But the funny thing is, Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 and 3, made by the concept that he had nothing to do with, are way better, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Broken Age was one of the games.
That was
Broken
Double
Age-
Fine's crowdfunding game, right?
Yeah, that was one of the two. But like the story behind it was a point and click adventure. But the whole reason behind them going and doing the crowdfunding for this is because at that point in time, publishers weren't looking for point and click adventures. They were looking for Call of Duty. They were looking for Halo. They were looking for Fable. and it was really hard to go and get money as a developer for something that was so retro, like a point-and-click adventure. And this is where they came up with the whole spiel of like the audience of people who were playing point-and-click adventures hasn't shrunk. It's that the market of games has expanded so large that segment of the market is now such a minuscule part of the market that like it's not worth investing in for these big firms.
Ooh.
And that was kind of where crowdfunding came in. And that's why I believe in crowdfunding. Like if you're a studio who has established veterans and you have you have been able to save money to start a studio, I think crowdfunding is a good way to go. But if hopefully the venture capital works out. Like I really hope it works out for him. Venture capital can be a great way to go. It can be a very promising thing.
Until you end up in the Tencent.
Well, that's a little different.
Anyway,
Why you had to do that?
Look, if a
Why
studio
you had
had
to
a
be petty?
Patreon, if a studio
Why
had
you
a
had to be petty?
Patreon, if a studio that I really liked had a Patreon, I'd be more than willing to be a member of it and contribute to at least keeping
The lights on.
their lights on. You know what I mean?
Is it Koya? Is that how you say it?
Koya, yeah.
Koya.
All right, cool.
I mean,
they
there's some really good points dropped in this chat tonight. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to read through it.
Mhm.
Luffy
Trying to do
with the EA accountability thing.
Yeah.
That is true.
I know. Yeah, if you would pick that up.
I would have loved.
Goofy.
I would have loved to try out Chronicles of Illyria because
I don't think I've seen that one. Then again, I've fallen off of like MMO news, so I'm like far behind on
Yeah.
what's
Um,
trending. I used to,
like-
man, we used to be on that shit too.
Yeah.
Back in the
let
day.
y'all know now
Yeah.
that lately I've
I'm
been
in the
playing.
bubble now.
I've been playing the newest Genshin clone,
Wait, what?
I have seen that.
Wuthering Waves.
Send that. Wait, say it again. What is it?
It's a Genshin Impact clone. It's called
Apparently,
Wuthering-
Zenless Zone Zero is out too.
No,
I
Zenless
think.
Zone Zero comes out the 4th of July. Wuthering
Someone's been
Waves.
playing it.
Wuthering-
They call it Wuthering Waves, but it's
Wuthering Waves.
Right.
I got it.
And they have a PC client, so anybody who's into games and wants to play like a free little cell phone Genshin Impact style game, it works on the cell phone. Controllers don't work on your phone, but it does also work on, like, it has a PC client as well. PC, you can use a controller. I use my handy dandy trusty Starfield controller that I never really used for Starfield. Anyway, that's neither here nor So, but yeah, it's actually quite fun. Then there's already, like some stuff, at least somewhat. So
I'm
I'm
gonna sign up for it, and I'm
sign up for it. It's free.
So
You-
it's-
No, I meant like
funny you
make
say
an
that.
account.
tonight
Make an
after we
account.
finish.
No,
even
I know.
though
I'm
it's
making an
straight to
account. I'm
bed.
gonna download it. I'm gonna download it.
Even though
Well, it's
you
funny
don't
you
go
talk
straight
about that. The Genshin Impact genre is actually what I was referring to. Like at one point in
That
time,
was
there was
what
like
made me think of it.
yeah, at one point in time, there was like legit just within like a 30-minute drive of where I live, there was probably like 5 different studios, from what I understand, like working on
Impact
Genshin
clones?
Impact clones. And I
Really?
think like yeah,
That was a big
and
thing.
At least 2
Wow.
or 3 of them are closed now.
You know
Wow.
that Zelda
Breath of the Wild.
yeah, Breath of the Wild kind of
Yeah.
did a thing. And so they turned that into like this open world live servicey style thing because obviously, you take a lot of the inspiration from Breath of the Wild and you put it into a game where people can play together and do co-op missions, etc. And then you add in that random plethora of characters and weapons that you can just have people pay money for.
Gotcha.
Um,
That's exactly what it is. The good news is that
uh,
Wuthering Waves ain't got a dime for me
Yet.
yet.
And
It's actually one of those games where you know how Genshin Impact, you need to. I don't know if you've ever played Genshin, but in order for you to get certain progressions and build your character up, you need to have duplicates and level those duplicates up or whatever, right? Yeah, this one you can get duplicates and it does increase your character's power, but most of the tier lists are based off of having no dupes.
So where's the point that you have to spend money?
I mean,
You know that it's the way
the,
that those
the money
there has to be
usually comes
money.
from the gotcha rolls.
the money comes from the whales trying to pull for certain weapons and or
Mhm.
characters.
It comes from the
But they
freaking
give you
gotcha.
enough resources throughout the game where you don't like. I haven't felt that pressing need to want to spend money or quit. Because
Wait,
a
hold
lot
on.
of
Did you
games will
feel
make
that?
you
Did you
quit
feel that playing
if you don't
Genshin?
spend money. Huh? Yes.
You did?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
True story. A lot of those games, like a lot of the games that have microtransactions, I don't know anything about anything I currently am part of. Just history of things I've heard, stories I've heard. Those microtransactions and stuff on those gotchas, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
usually like 10 or 15 people that make up the bulk of their sales.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
the
have
And
whale-
like
they're
5
usually like
whales, and
they're
then
usually like
30
streamers.
dolphins, and then you got your regular. But like,
no,
They be streamers. They be dumping money and be like, "Hey guys, I'm about to do 50 10 pulls to see if we can get this one character, the banner
Well,
character."
as
you
I
gotta also
understand
remember that there are people who play the game and will save up all of those rolls
Yeah, I used to do that.
and
I used to do that for
never
like 3
actually
months.
pull on any banners until
Yep.
something that they specifically want comes out. So
you know who a big whale is on the WWE Supercard game?
Who?
Oh, supercard
Well,
game.
besides DSP, John Cena.
what?
What?
Yeah, apparently John Cena's like a big whale in that game, from what I heard.
What?
Why? What the fuck?
I don't know. He likes it.
I mean, he's got the money. He's a millionaire, so I mean,
You guess?
I mean,
kinda.
All right, so Koya,
yeah, I had another friend who worked on the Kim Kardashian game, and he would tell me about the microtransactions, the microtransaction, like the whales. He's like, yeah, there's like 2 or 3 people who made up like the bulk of the freaking sales for that game.
So Koya, I appreciate the sentiment of the Dave Chappelle reference. Gotcha, bitch. But and like we here all come from, you know, various parts of various sides of the game. So, you know, between development or being a player or being just someone who's interested in it or following how a game is made. And I think a lot of us are in agreement that sometimes microtransactions are necessary. I'm a person where I think that if games more or less went to get a basic something out to the people for free, they would probably end up being, you know, more successful, especially through terms of microtransactions, because it doesn't put a limit on what you're getting, but at the same time, it's also not guaranteed money. So if you charge everybody $70 for a game, they're going to be less willing to pay for a microtransaction. But if you charged me nothing for a game, I'm going to be like, I can spend $10 here. Oh, I can spend $15 here, you know? So that's my personal point of view, but you know, a lot of us have seen some of the necessary evil in the microtransactions.
And that's how League of Legends got. That's how League of Legends got $300 out of me.
Oh, so you about to buy that $500 Ari skin?
Fuck
What?
that shit.
No,
Oh my god,
no,
the Faker
no,
pack. Oh man.
bro, no,
How is that
No.
not? Okay, can we talk about that? I feel like
bro,
that should be.
no,
topic.
no. Let's not.
Yeah,
let's
no,
not.
yeah, no, yes.
Come on,
Yes.
come on.
A $500 skin pack in League of Legends?
So,
Can someone explain to me what this $500 skin pack is?
I
I
got
saw a skin.
All right, so I pulled
got
it up.
I got it.
Ryzen got it. He
All
said he
right,
got
go
it.
ahead,
And
go
plus, we
ahead.
can't see you.
So- Riot
Wait,
in
what?
their
Oh, wait, I can see you. Never mind.
no,
That's
Riot
my-
and their genius, as we know, they make all their damn money on microtransactions for League of Legends.
Because they gave the game out for free.
Yeah.
True. But they have now decided to go ahead and introduce a new, like, commemorative pack. They're doing effectively like a pro player Hall of Fame, and there's gonna
And
be skins, and there's gonna be
Faker.
and there's gonna be skins associated with it. Obviously, the first round pick to go in the League of Legends Pro Hall of Fame is Faker, because best mid laner all time, arguably best league player all time.
He's literally a god, bro.
So
at
he
this
is
game.
getting a different tiers of a skin pack for like one of his iconic champions, and there's gonna be also discounted other champion skins off of championship teams he's been on, like Zed, other stuff like that. But his skin is specifically Ari, the mid laner, like Ninetale Fox character and shit like that.
I feel like I need to play this now. Okay.
But the pricing tiers are a little crazy. The main one we're talking about costs 59,250 RP.
No, I'm
Which-
good. I got like 800.
Which the equivalent of that in US government dollars is about 478, 480 or something like that. So if you want to get this crazy pack that gives you, I got the whole list here. I had it up. Where is it? The
So
whole
you
list of
said you
everything
had
you're in
every-
the skin.
Huh?
You get this. You get the Ari skin. You get a special emote. You get a special finisher for when you kill people. You get a title on your account. You get a border on your loading screens and on your profile. You get a banner on your profile. You get a special splash art for Ari and LeBlanc. You get the Immortalized Legend Collection, which is those other skins I was talking about for like other shit he's been part of. 100 levels on whatever the battle pass is that's coming out for this. A special chroma, an icon, and an emote. And they
So
decided to
basically,
make
you
that
get
work.
everything they offer for $500.
But
They
just,
throwing the whole house and the kitchen sink at you.
but just for this dude's specialized pack.
Yeah,
Now,
this ain't
I'm-
everybody.
Now, I'm not gonna bullshit. I've spent money on League over the years. I am
Mm-hmm.
over $1,000, but this is over the course of like 14 and a half years. So it's not good. It's better,
It's not bad.
but still, that's
Let me see.
still not triple the amount of what this one pack will fucking cost you for these skins.
And it's all
ridiculous.
digital.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, and
I
if
don't
you-
get
and if
anything
you get
physical
ba-
out of
And
it.
if you get banned, that shit's gone.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me hold on. Account,
Like,
purchase history.
so you want me to spend five? You're asking me to spend $500 on just nothing but digital shit.
Yep.
I don't get anything physical out of this. I don't get a post. I don't get an autographed poster from him.
The
Autograph
only thing- the
Ari
only thing
statue, some
Riot
shit?
will give you that's physical is if you get Challenger, you get a jacket. That's about
A what?
a jacket. Like you get an actual. It's remember Happy Gilmore? They got the special jackets at the end of the golf tournament
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Shit like that. But it's got your.
So it's like a
fucking,
Letterman
it's-
jacket, but
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's got your like account, like your handle on the bag. It's
That's
like,
dope.
it's
But you can get that
personalized.
made though.
Yeah, you can. But it's pretty cool if you actually get Challenger, then you can get some free shit like that.
yeah, I'm not that good.
Actually, we just 2 days ago, we just in our region, 2 people just made the first 2 spots of Challenger in league
How many
for
spots
this
are
season. Huh?
How many spots are there?
No, I mean, no, anybody can make Challenger at any given moment, but literally they were the first 2 people in this season to make Challenger.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So I don't want to dwell on League too long, but again, just speaking into microtransactions and how the studios support themselves. Yes, Koya, I do agree with you that microtransactions is definitely a means to support a game. Sometimes, especially games that are online all the time, they need that after sales support. They need that, they're running servers and things of that nature. So there are costs that are associated with keeping a game and a service running. And so, over the years, because I used to be one of those guys where once I spent my money, I just wanted to spend my money on what I was getting and not have to keep on paying for something. I mean, to this day, I still don't play Final Fantasy 14 because it feels bad for me to have to buy every expansion and then have to pay every month to access the service. And I just something around it just wouldn't get into it for me. But I do see that this is where they can get some of that support. So even though we may not necessarily see the value in some of these microtransactions, it's important to them. And so, just
Also
supporting a
and
game
also,
is
real quick, just going what Vito said in the chat, 100% more companies should be doing what Steam does, where you get points for buying shit, and then you could use those points for
Yeah.
other shit in your
Yeah.
profile. I got
Some
mad
kind of loyalty
ran-
reward.
I got
program.
mad random ass orders on my Steam account just from buying stuff. Like give me something back.
I mean, shit. You go to
Yeah.
like a burger spot or like a sub spot, and they give you a little card, and you get it punched off, and hey, free sandwich.
You know what?
Something.
You know what?
I
McDonald's
mean,
app.
that also
McDonald's
encourages
app,
people to
bro.
spend more money.
I got over 8,000
Yeah.
points at McDonald's.
Smart.
How many of us
Yeah.
here? How many of us here have a card to some kind of restaurant?
Krispy
And it's
Kreme.
like, oh shit, I should go buy something because then I can get something for free.
Krispy
All of
Kreme.
us have,
Not currently, because like most restaurants over here stop that shit.
but you have
What?
done that though.
Yeah, I've
I've
done it in the
done it in
past.
the
Yeah,
past.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but around here, there's
I don't have
none.
anything like that going on now.
Time?
I was just gonna say my 2 cents on microtransactions.
Yes,
like
please.
yeah, like my 2 cents is exactly what Koya said. I generally think that microtransactions are. I think they're a necessity for a lot of games these days, only because of the fact that if we didn't have microtransactions in a lot of cases, then games would have to be priced at like 120, 150 bucks. And I understand that like a lot of people, they hear like, oh, but the gaming industry's making billions of dollars and this, that, and the other. Like the reality is like that billions of dollars is being reinvested into new projects. A lot of these games cost 500 million. Like it's like a starting point for a lot of games these days. It feels like for development. So it's like a lot of that money is being reinvested, and then you factor in the fact that a lot of these games now, it like back in the day, it used to be a game shipped and then they moved on to a new project. Now it's a game ships, they patch it. They have community management teams that they pay for. They're constantly monitoring the community for anything else. Like so, like when I say fix it, like so they'll fix it, they'll balance it, they'll do all sorts of different things that we weren't doing a decade or two ago.
And there's somebody constantly working on it.
Yeah, like even a skeleton
Sending out
crew for
even
most
hot
games
fixes.
is going to be 10 to 20 people. I think even like a skeleton crew is gonna be 10 to 20 people, especially if you factor in like QA teams. So it's like there's just so much overhead that's going on. Now they make a shit ton of money off microtransactions. Don't get me wrong. Like I think there's a lot of companies though that don't do it right. It's like kind of like what they said earlier. They also have to bring the goods and deliver the goods. I have a general belief that if people are complaining about microtransactions in your game, then you're probably not offering enough content in your game that people feel like they're being rewarded. Like,
Right.
if people feel like the microtransaction store is taking away from your core content, then you need to reevaluate the content you're delivering to your community.
Like if I feel like I'm getting ripped off, I'm gonna complain. But if I feel like I got
And
my
you should.
money's worth and more, I don't have nothing to complain about.
Bro.
Like,
So
now sometimes that's wrong. Like, Dragon's Dogma would be an example where I think people were wrong. Like Dragon's Dogma.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
overblown.
Yeah.
I haven't
But
spent
Mortal
not a single
Kombat, I
dime.
agree with.
I haven't spent a dime in that game. Now, where people are right, the Devil May Cry mobile game, that I think is the absolute worst example of microtransactions in a game before. I haven't talked about it much because the game annoyed me so much with its microtransactions. I was just like, I don't have much to say about. I don't have much to add in on it.
Well, you know, it's going to be real fun.
Hmm.
I can't wait to see the microtransactions in Assassin's Creed Shadow. That's going to be wonderful.
Oh god, it's a
I mean,
Steam
I was gonna say
port.
I know a game. I don't want to say it here on the air, but I know a game that was actually pretty bad with microtransactions. I stopped playing it. It could have been fun, but when the fuck was there a Devil May Cry mobile game?
Couple months ago.
Yeah, that took me about
Peak of Combat is what it's called.
Peacock Combat.
Peak of Combat is what it's
Peak
called. Devil May
of
Cry
Combat.
Peak
When was
of
this?
Combat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Okay.
came out January,
Oh,
like beginning of the year.
This year?
Yeah,
I ain't know that.
shit!
I
And
played
everybody
all
was
the-
just
I
like,
played
"Yo,
all the
do
Devil May
not-
Crys.
I
Well,
do not recommend
to be
you play
fair,
it.
it came out globally this year. It's been out for a couple years.
Yeah.
Just Japan- I think just China or Japan or something like that.
Korea.
Oh, okay. All right.
Interesting. I've still never heard of it,
I-
and
I
I'm
do not
usually
suggest you
clued
play
into the mobile game circuit, like because I'll have things queued up and ready to rip. But You know, maybe
Actually, that was something I wanted to bring
it's the
up.
prime example.
Tone.
But it's the prime example of a game that is designed to get the money out of you.
Mm.
It actively stops your progress in the game to make you spend money because it puts missions on a stamina type of thing.
That
And when you
happens a
go
lot.
out of stamina, you either pay up money
or
to
wait.
progress through the story, or you gotta wait hours.
And that's why
Give it a
one of
big
the mobile games I play now
Disgusting.
that does that, but like uses the stamina, thing, but does it so well. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
I played that.
It's
I
so
know
fun.
about
I didn't
that
know
one.
that mobile game.
Yeah, it's so fun. And like you stack up stamina so much, but you use it so little. You
So
go
there are
over the
good systems
threshold.
and there are bad systems. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just didn't know that there was a Devil May Cry game. So
Yeah, dude, I wanted to play because I was just like, what is everybody talking about? Let me go see if they're just. It's a
Have you
little
played
overall.
the Tower of God mobile
And at
game?
first I was like,
Tower of Fantasy or Tower of God?
Tower Fantasy.
No, Tower of God.
I didn't know
I
about
believe
that.
I have played Tower of God, but I also played Tower of Fantasy. Tower of God, they have like two different versions.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I played the one where you were the boy trying to chase after the girl who disappeared in the beginning of the game, whatever.
Yeah, blonde
Anyway,
hair
I don't
one.
want to
Yeah.
get sidetracked too much because I actually wanted to follow up with something that we actually talked about a couple of weeks ago. So a couple of weeks ago, remember we talked about The Crew.
Yeah.
Remember how The Crew has been taken down and people are up in arms because we paid for The Crew?
Yep.
And now you can't access the game at all. You cannot play
removed
the
it.
game, and they have removed it and delisted it in many places. So
Why
there's
is that?
actually a website out there in case anyone is actually interested in participating in this. There's a website out there that is actually called StopKillingGames.com, and it's a thing because The Crew was shut down. And what they do is they actually help you to apply to legislation, etc., so that we can get games that we bought, not the services that we were supposed to be investing in, but games that we actually purchased back. So, I guess there's an attempt to
I
try
like
to
that.
get the Crew at least to a point where since you paid your money for it, you have your ownership rights.
Yeah.
And actually
Ain't
wrong
wrong.
with the game.
Just because you pay for it don't mean you own it.
Right.
The fuck?
But the problem is that in most cases, they'll tell you that you're purchasing a license. But when you purchase a license to use something, as long as it'll be available, like you can't make The Crew put their servers back up, but they could at least make it so that it's accessible, playable. Like The Crew doesn't necessarily have to be on a multiplayer on a server. Like it wasn't
really doesn't.
relegated to be,
God,
only
collect cars, drive
on
around.
a multiplayer server. So,
And it's got a story mode to it too that's single
Right.
player. So you don't need to play with other people to experience the game.
That's like
It's
playing.
like the
That's
only
like
Crew version of the game that has an actual single player story in it.
that's like going back to Call. That's like going back to Call of Duty and being like, well, if I can't play this one online, I could at least play with bots. Like play
Or
the
you
story
could
mode over.
right. Or there's still
Right.
story mode that you could play over and over again. But
Right.
remember that The Crew was not initially branded and sold as a live service game.
Nope.
Yep. See.
So that's wherein a lot of the confusion comes from, because it was not originally sold as a live service game nor as a license. And so when they decided to take down the servers, it made the game have zero value. So that's been a big issue with people. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use up the rest of our time. I'm not going to use it up myself, but I'm going to have us use up the rest of our time, and I'm going to actually roll our last two items into one. So we talked last week about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I believe previously it was called Assassin's Creed Red. Now, of course, Assassin's Creed Shadows, we have confirmation that one of the primary characters, one of the lead characters, is going to be Yasuke. Yasuke was a person in Japanese history of African descent, who served as a retainer for the one known as the Demon Lord or the Great Unifier, Oda Nobunaga. And so this is actually going to be one of our first games, if not our first game in Japan for Assassin's Creed. Many people have waited a long time for this. And not only is it going to be in Japan, but it's going to be in feudal Japan in the 1500s. So, like, this is a time period in which there are samurai and things of that nature. Now, Yasuke, by many people's definition, is considered samurai. And because he was a retainer to Oda Nobunaga. But he was also not Japanese. So by those standards, he was not considered samurai. It's been turning into kind of a little bit of a drama fest because all over what is known as Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it.
So fucking stupid.
Right. So all over Twitter, there have been many different sides to the story, but essentially what they're saying is that Ubisoft is giving us yet another game, and this time that they had an opportunity to create a game with a lead that is East Asian, and they're like, they refuse to do it. Does Ubisoft hate East Asians? And like there's people that are defending, like Yasuke was an actual figure in history, blah blah blah. So like the whole big thing is that a bunch of people are upset. We don't know who's upset. It could be Japanese people that are upset because
Actually, no, they've been the ones saying like, "Yo, retainers are samurai."
See,
No, there have been like,
look,
there's Japanese people who are legitimately like, "Yo, my ancestor was a retainer for Oda Nobunaga, and yes, they were indeed considered samurai."
yeah, but
There
the
are
thing
people
is
on
that-
both sides of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are definitely 1,000% people on both sides of this one because even though he may have been considered a retainer, he may not have been considered a samurai because he was not Japanese. And when you're not Japanese in 15 something, their customs don't apply to you. So when you are shamed, they're not going to force you to commit seppuku.
Yes, like that is. I was watching a history video on this like the other day from someone who's usually pretty good about their history, and he doesn't dispute like it's confusing for a handful of reasons. Number one, during this time period, I guess like the word samurai was just coming into existence.
Mhm.
Number two, it seems as though he was basically pretty close to being a samurai, but it's debatable as to whether or not he was actually a samurai. Like, I don't personally think you're incorrect to call him a samurai, right? I don't like, and I think it seems to me that he was pretty close to being a samurai, if he wasn't one. But like, there's an argument to be made, like exactly what Tone said. Like historically, like when your lord dies as a samurai, I believe you were forced to commit like seppuku, and he was not forced into that. It seems like, so like. There's questions as to whether that means he wasn't a samurai or if it's just because they weren't like holding him to their traditions. Like again, I personally believe it's fine to call him a samurai, but like there are people who get real nerdy about this stuff and would argue any number of people wouldn't be a samurai, and the only reason this is catching their attention right now is because it's a historical figure that's currently in the center of debate, and debate bros like to debate.
Mm-hmm. And even going further than that, like this is one of our like what second, third like African American figures in Assassin's Creed. Like
Yeah.
wasn't
wouldn't be African American, be African.
Well, of African descent,
African
not
descent,
African American. I apologize, but
Black.
like,
Yeah,
for instance,
Adewale was.
Adewale.
No,
You
he
know
was.
what? You know what? I'm sorry. Forgot it again. Go ahead.
So Tone, as I found out earlier in our Discord chat, likes erasing black women. The first
I can't erase what I've never seen.
The first African descent protagonist of Assassin's Creed name is Aveline from Assassin's Creed Liberation down in Louisiana.
That's
And
very
then
true.
Down
here in the
and then
booth.
we had Adewale introduced in Black Flag as a side character. Then he got his DLC that he started.
And then they murked him in fucking Rogue.
Yes, so this is the second actual.
Always got to kill off the black
African
man.
protagonist
Oh wait,
for
no,
Assassin's
and then
Creed.
we still
Well,
had whoever
Origins.
the guy was in Egypt in Origins.
Bayek.
Oh yeah, sorry, Bayek. Yes, in Origins. Yeah, so this is the third. My bad.
Fourth,
Yep.
third,
Fourth.
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 For a non DLC, it's the third. Yeah. But
Technically
yeah,
fourth,
yeah,
unless
yeah.
people want to,
Yeah.
argue with us about people of North African descent.
Not
But
being,
he's but
not
he's
being
right. But as
considered
far as
African.
non-DLC,
Well, that's why I worded it as
Right.
African descent, because Egypt is still on the continent of Africa. So
Right.
you can't argue with me that that is not of African descent.
Yeah,
I mean,
Nubia is
technically,
literally right
technically
there.
the Japanese are descendants of
Like
South
Nubia is
African
on the
by
Nile
the
River,
island, so.
where Egypt is too. Like Nubia is literally next door to Egypt. So unless historical buffs want to fucking argue with me on that, which go argue with your mama, not me.
Go argue with Bill Nye.
Like the thing that's so dumb about the whole Yasuke thing is no one argues against William Adams. No one does. No one's like, oh,
also no one. Yeah, I was gonna say no one cared when Nio came out.
yeah, no one cared. No one gave a shit. No one said anything when Neo came out.
So
Oh, so
You know
Neo's
what?
historically accurate?
no.
No. But William Adams was a real character. Like, all right, you know that show Shogun that just came out?
No,
I
The
have
character is
not
literally
started
just based
watching
off of William Adams.
Uh-huh.
So that was a real thing that did happen. Of a
So-
white guy who was a samurai in Japan.
You know I'm edging right now, right? No,
Pause.
pause.
Oh, we ate pause.
So
no
here's
diddy.
when I say I'm edging, it means that I'm right here on the cusp of actually nailing the point.
Chill, sir. Damn.
Right.
Nailing the point home. So what I was gonna say was that here's what's really been thrown around. What's really been thrown around is that woke gaming and inclusionary gaming is ruining gaming. And that's what the message is behind Yasuke being a lead.
I have something to say about that. I don't.
My thing with every time one of these situations happens is, don't you fucking love how everyone on the internet and their mama and their mama's mama and their cousin, their third cousins become the absolute experts, doctorates in fucking Japanese history? Like, it's the craziest shit in the world. Every time this shit happens, fucking listen.
As a nerdy white dude, if there is one place I firmly believe they're gonna have a history buff, it's gonna be Asia. I'm sorry, I'm gonna give it to them.
You mean anime? That's a history lesson in anime.
Same thing.
God damn it!
No, but seriously, so I don't know if that's true, Craig, because I have people have been able to pull up threads and threads of Japanese people complaining about it. So there are definitely Japanese folk out there complaining. Like, don't act like there isn't. There definitely are.
Yeah, we're not gonna act like Japanese
it's
folks
just
not
not-
complaining about videos.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
the people who are complaining are in the vocal minority about this, 100%. Like, I don't.
Because it's selling better than ever.
I see
Yeah.
outrage. I see outrage in the predictable circles. You're going to see outrage. I don't
Oh,
see this
yeah.
as a widespread thing. I don't see this as anything other than something that people are using to generate views on YouTube. I
And you
don't
know what's-
think people actually care about this too much.
Oh no.
Honestly,
And you know
like,
what's crazy though?
Go ahead.
What's crazy is when people are like, "Oh, why can't we have an Asian male protagonist in feudal Japan?" I'm like, you know how many games there actually are
Right,
with
that's what
Asian
I'm
male
saying.
protagonists in feudal Japan?
That is incredibly disingenuous, and you know it. People have been asking for an Assassin's Creed game in Japan for a long ass time, and had you gotten that without Yasuke, you'd still be fucking happy as hell.
Yep.
You're happy because you're getting Yasuke, and you should be happy about it. It's gonna be a fun ass game.
I'm just
It's gonna
happy
be
it's in
cool.
Japan. I don't give a shit if it's a
Right.
male, woman, black guy,
Okay,
whatever.
It could have been
I
Barney.
understand that, but I understand that. It's just a lot of people are dumb when it comes to this kind of thing, first off, right? They lean on the woke stuff because they don't know anything when it comes to this kind of thing.
And here's also the
I-
thing too, that-
I'm
my
voting.
bad.
For
I'm
it.
sorry.
I'm voting right on this. Ladies and gentlemen, please participate in our poll.
And I was gonna say too, I was gonna say too. I think the thing that's also kind of like being missed is that they just basically erase the fact that there's a whole Japanese woman as a main character. Like she just like all of a
Hold
sudden
on.
Japanese women just ain't Asian.
Hold on. Women aren't real.
And how often were
Oh,
Japanese
God.
women allowed to do anything back in feudal Japan?
Well, Kunoichi.
And you were not supposed to know who they were or what they were.
Very true.
Yeah.
And the fact that it does take massively in Iga, which is where the birthplace of the ninja is, makes sense. But apparently she don't
But
matter.
what is Yasuke doing in Iga?
You'll have to play to find out. Here's how I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Here's how I'm assuming the set of the game. There's two
Oh
different
my
campaigns.
God.
There's obviously gonna be two different campaigns. One is Yasuke, one is Kaie, and
Who?
that's the character.
What's her name?
Kaie.
Tai?
No, not
Kai, like
not-
K.
Oh, Kai.
Yeah,
Oh.
Kai. Yeah, so there's gonna be two different campaigns because obviously they're gonna play like different. Like I think they even alluded that Yasuke's gonna play similar to how Odyssey and Origins were, with more combat, and Valhalla was with more like heavy combat focus.
Can I kick
And-
people in the hole?
Probably.
Because Spartan kicking was the reason that I bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
And then
Start-
she's gonna
start
play the
kicking
more
right off the
traditional
fucking
stealth
building top.
Assassin's Creed way.
Okay.
Be like, bah, give me your sandwich.
which I'm fine with, because it's best of both worlds, I guess. For people who want more Odyssey combat, you have Yasuke. For the people who want more traditional Assassin's Creed gameplay, you got her. There you go.
I
So
think the thing
basically,
is-
they gave
Say
us.
her name.
I think the thing is because people were still
Mayo?
pissed off if you played like I know this is kind of getting what we were talking about probably a little bit later, but even if let's say they just made it another
Failure.
Wanderer, Black Samurai, Ronin, whatever you want to call them, people still would have been mad, even if
Yeah.
they're not
Honestly,
Honestly.
like the way I feel about it is
just
people are
based off
using
Yasuke.
people are using this woke and inclusive thing way too much. It's a crutch just so they can have something to scream and rave about. But like Tom said, if you got a Japanese Assassin's Creed game, no matter what the race or creed of the person was, you'd still be happy as hell. This whole race and this whole race
But-
thing, the inclusion thing, the LGBT community thing, and trying to
Whoa,
include
whoa,
all
whoa. You're going a little far.
my bad. Okay.
Going a little far.
Inclusion, the whole inclusion and woke stuff and gaming. Gaming is all fictional unless it's based upon true events. It's all fictional. You're just supposed to relate to it and have a good time. Why the hell are you so mad about them not making your Barbie black in this
All right,
video
so-
game?
All right, so
Told you that.
all right, okay. So now we about to dig in for real because, like, we just talked about woke gaming and things of that nature, but like, you got to remember that even amongst media, even amongst things like that, like, is there actually racism in gaming? Like, we just had a story about Kai Cenat come out, and when that story came out, one of the only things that they mentioned besides him beating Elden Ring was that a riot happened in New York City that because of a giveaway that he was
Oh
doing.
yeah.
Like, what was that for? Then IGN deletes it and apologizes, and his stance was "fuck IGN."
I mean, he ain't wrong.
Ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Like, all of the agenda pushing, all of like, sure, representation matters. Representation matters because what if there were games out there and none of your characters were black? Then how do you feel? You don't care at all? You don't care when you have kids coming up that don't see anybody that looks like them on the screen? You don't care when you create a character and you can't even make the skin brown? You don't care when you can't even give them the Killmonger dreads in a video game?
All right, no, stop.
And missing afros before the Killmonger shit. There's so many damn gays.
Yeah,
missing
I was gonna
afros.
say the afros. You ain't have to bring up Killmonger dreads. Come on now.
That is true.
You missed that episode, I think.
No,
so
no, I
many-
was here for that. I was here for that.
Yo, there's so many games that that fucked that up, dude.
It's
like-
like Killmonger dreads.
But-
Jesus Christ.
But like what I'm saying is that like, all right, sure, we could say that it's not. We could say, oh no, we don't need to be specific on race. But like at the same time, if you don't see this at all in any game, right? Or if every game that you see a brown skinned person, they talk like a stereotypical brown skinned person from a movie in 1970, like Barrett from Final Fantasy VII for some reason, you know, like
Bruh.
if you felt like that and you felt that you were wrong, you would feel away. So I can't blame Eastern Asians for feeling as though, you know, in Assassin's Creed, they may not be represented.
I mean, I would feel the same way if, like, you know, every black person on a game sounded like Killer Bee from Naruto. But at the same time, it's just shut up. But at the same,
This for Mr. Popo.
I skipped over that for a
Hey, he's
reason.
blue now.
All right, he's purple now. Actually, he's purple.
It's funny because they do us so fucking wrong in anime all the time.
Yeah, like that's
All the
why,
time.
like,
They do black people dirty in anime
bruh,
all the
I mean,
time.
those were
Bruh.
Kubo would
80s.
never.
They're a lot better now.
they're a lot better
Yeah,
now.
a lot
Look at
better now.
Borsellino in One Piece.
And
Like,
And
especially
Bleach,
because you got,
right? And Bleach. Bleach,
And,
That
and
is true.
and Bleach,
Yoruichi and Bleach.
Bleach does the work.
but you also have a lot of
Tosin.
black anime studios that are coming up
Tosin
now
had the
too.
the fucking braids and shit when he was in Arankar
Mm-hmm.
with the fly ass outfit.
But I understand the inclusion because it's nice to be able to see and see yourself or people like you on the screen, and you're growing up, or your kids are growing up, and they're not coming to you, or your friends not coming to you, actually like, ain't got nobody that look like us up there.
I think
Yeah.
the thing that gets
They
me the
don't
most-
like us.
I think the thing that gets me the most with this topic, and it's fucking annoying as shit because, like, but it's great because when the people are loud about it, you know to not who the fuck to not associate with. But you gotta put it in perspective. So, black people are what? We're not even 15% of the U.S.
Like 13
population,
still.
and
13, 14.
we have probably what?
I don't know. Actually.
Less than 0.5% of total games ever made that have black protagonists, and then we still get fucking freaked out when we get one extra protagonist in the game sometimes.
Dead ass.
It's like, yo, like, I understand that some companies do go overboard with woke. How fucking, I love how the new fucking thing is DEI protagonist, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, I will admit some companies
Mhm.
do go a little overboard trying to push an agenda, trying to make money off certain people. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but can we get like? I think I can count on maybe 4 hands on the top of my head games that have a black protagonist.
Did you say 4 hands?
No, like 5. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
If
Like games
If
that have an actual
Prototype-
black protagonist.
if Prototype 2 came out today, a certain crowd would call it woke. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
If Prototype 2 came out today, that's exactly what they'd say. A certain crowd would.
To answer your question from earlier, you were close. 14.4%.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 14.4 as of January of this year.
Yeah. And we still have like almost zero representation across the board.
Yeah.
We couldn't
Yeah.
even get that in Star Wars. We had that for like majority of Force Awakens, and then that towards the latter half, we just had that shit chopped off. It's like, yeah, no, you ain't getting that.
Like, look,
no, you don't
I
get no
had
Black
Samuel
Jedi.
L. Jackson and John Boyega. I want more.
We had that in Force. Yo, not only that, but we got baited with all the advertisements too, where they showed nothing but just John Boyega with
Yeah.
the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Made you feel like, oh shit, we're gonna get a Black Jedi.
Yeah.
You know what?
And then, like,
And you used to be a
shoot this-
stormtrooper.
This
is gonna be dope.
because I don't want to get into Star Wars. Like we want to steer this back with games. So I got a question because, like, all right, for example, Time, you've been in this industry for a while. So you hear the conversation about representation and inclusion. And I know that this might not be just in, you know, a community of people that look like myself. What kind of conversations do developers have when bringing up concepts, maybe even, or coming up with ideas? Would you happen to have any kind of idea? Like, is inclusion or this quote unquote agenda that people seem to think that we're trying to push something that's even mentioned or thought about?
I'm trying to think. Like the truth of it is, I don't think it's pushed or thought about in the way people think it is. Is it pushed? Is it thought about? Yeah, a little bit. But it's mostly people who are well-meaning, trying to think more about the way other people feel. People take it to heart that there's a lot of people out there who haven't seen themselves represented, or in some cases, in a lot of cases, like Tones, you and I were talking about this the other day. I agree, it sucks that y'all didn't get to have a lot of the experiences I did. Like, I got to see myself in a lot of things, and you know, it sucks as kids you didn't have that. I'm glad that the current generation is getting more of that, between like Marvel and DC and in cases video games, but
Disney.
Yeah, Disney. I think the very real reality of it is that to get here, we had to get to a point where more people who look like you were working in the industry, and like that wasn't as simple as like hiring, right? Like that was culture shifts. Like I've heard stories, I think from Eric and Mike here, of growing up and getting made fun of a little extra hard than even I got made fun of, just, you know, based off where they live for some of the interests they had. That kind of stuff just pushes people away from those things. I had access to things in terms of like, I've had a computer in my school since I was in like first grade. A lot of people don't have that. And as I understand that, like a lot of Black communities didn't have those kinds of access for a long time. So as we start to have people who have more access to those things, as we start to have more people who are working in this industry who are representative of whether it be Black, Asian, LGBTQ, as we start to have more people who just work in these positions, you're starting to not really have to see it pushed from anyone. It's just people want to see people that look like them in games, and they talk about it and they think about it. They want to see people who look like their friends. They want to have more experiences where someone walks up to them when they see them wearing like a developer shirt and like, hey, I thank you very much for this, and like I can see myself in this. Like it's really, yeah, so like it's definitely talked about, it's definitely pushed, like but it's not pushed in the way people think it is. It's just pushed because game developers want to be inclusive. It's really that simple at the end of the day.
It's like in 2024, it shouldn't even be like a big deal either to see like a Black person in a game.
But the problem is, and Time touched on this, that without knowing it, we were gatekept from the industry.
True.
Think about where we grew up, and think about how we grew up. Think about how many computers, how much computer labs you had available to you when you were young. Think about how many of us might have, you know, in our age bracket, might have had a computer available in the house.
Yeah.
Like me and E.
And when I say in our age bracket, I'm talking about when you got a computer available in the house. Because I know when I got my first computer, it was with my own money, and I was 12.
You bought your own
and back
computer?
then, computers were like $2,000.
He said you bought your own computer.
But what I'm saying is, like, a lot of our, like, around here, a lot of our households didn't have that in that time.
Yeah.
Because that was in like 96.
Yeah, it was still kind of an unthought of thing. And even then, it was like the family computer.
Correct.
If you had one.
Well, mine was mine.
It was family computer. Yeah.
Mine was mine. but you know,
I think we got our first computer when we got. I remember we had our first computer after we got the Nintendo 64, and we got Super Mario on it, Mario 64.
so you talking close to maybe the year 2000.
Yeah, and I was born in '92.
20
Yeah, if you
2002-ish round about.
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, yes, because it was right around the time with when Godzilla when Godzilla dropped on VHS.
Godzilla 2000.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't get my first computer.
Because I remember the first game I got on that was
Well,
not Doom.
Time was starting.
Oh, I ain't hear him. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say that, like, I think, and I'll even go a step further. I think some of the people, not all of them, obviously. I think some of the people who are, I think a lot of the people who are in this camp are just probably just miserable people. But I do think there are people in this camp. I think there are people in the DEI is ruining everything camp. I think they're coming from a well-meaning place in a lot of places. Because, like, when I was younger, like, when Eric was younger, like, we were both kind of in that camp a little bit when we were ranting about stuff in terms of, like, it wasn't DEI back then, but, like, you can tell a difference between, I feel like you can tell a difference in when a character is created and made a certain way because someone wanted it to be that way versus someone felt like they were checking a box. And
right.
yeah, like when I see a black character in a game, I want that character to be written with love, to be thought of with the same kind of care that your average that any other character would. I want them to be themselves. But when, like, you're inserting characters of certain kinds into a game, and then you're making that a center focus of your PR, that feels a little disingenuous. Like, when all the news articles are highlighting, like, this thing, like, that's where it starts to feel for some people a little tacked on. As I've gotten older, I've matured and I've gotten past all that shit, especially as I've worked in the industry and all that. But, like, yeah, like, a lot of the times it felt disingenuous and, like, more like they were using people to make money as opposed to coming from a place of being genuine.
Mm-hmm. Only go to Atlanta to
that
get
doesn't
a
feel good either.
But I feel
What
like
was
the highlighting.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna say,
still
but I
here.
feel like
I'm listening. I take care of
Yeah.
work. I'm here.
I was gonna say, I feel like the highlighting though is because there's a severe lack of that thing. Like when, like in certain news articles where they'll mention like the first black whatever, and it's like 2024, and people are like, oh my god, and it's like, well, this wouldn't need to be highlighted if this was a thing that had already happened.
Coming already.
Right.
But
Yeah,
you know what the
exactly.
problem with that is? But do you know what the problem with that ultimately winds up being is?
Mhm.
Has anyone here been following, like, the Tiffany Henyard stuff in like
No, Henyard.
Detroit?
No.
Henyard, yeah.
Henyard, not had
there's
it.
so basically, what winds up happening is when you start, like, promoting things as, like, this is the first black this or the first LGBTQ this. If
Yeah.
it winds up not being good, then people point to that as being like, well, this is
Yeah,
why we
they'll
can't do
blame it.
that.
This is why.
Yeah.
I
And it's
remember-
crazy
and I
I
because
remember a parent example real quick of a whole first black thing when Star Trek Discovery dropped out, and they're like, "This is the first black captain of Star Trek." It's like, what Captain Cisco existed? Like, what are we
Yeah.
talking
Oh wait, are you talking about Captain Burnham?
Yeah,
like,
there's
but-
another game.
Yeah.
but Captain Cisco was on fucking Deep Space Nine back
Right.
in the 90s. But it was
Right.
like, when Discovery dropped, like, every article, like, there are people who have agendas behind pushing it. They were like, "This is the first black captain in Star Trek," and it's like,
Like,
first
no.
black.
You can
Woman
say the first
captain?
black woman.
Yeah, exactly, but they
You
just
can say
said
the
the
first
first
black
black
woman.
captain in Star Trek. It's like Captain Cisco existed when I was.
And also, even then, she was
Like,
also
when he was-
raised by the same race. Her brother was Spock.
yeah.
So
And the thing that was so
no.
wild about that, but the thing that was so wild was the outrage surrounding it. It's just like, this is Star Trek. Star Trek's the most like
Fictitious.
yeah,
not fictitious, but like
inclusive.
inclusive
yeah.
sci-fi universe that there is.
Like, you got a black female captain, you have a I don't know how am I going to say this, but
So it makes no sense to get mad about something that
Yeah.
Gene Roddenberry honestly would have been disappointing to a lot of the people who were outraged by it. It's just like, do y'all really understand Star Trek? Because I don't think you do.
Star
No,
Trek's
they
whole premise, the Star Trek's whole premise is to seek out other civilizations, other beings that are not like us,
And in diplomatic
befriend them,
ways.
befriend them and learn from them.
I mean,
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people don't actually understand the things that they like. For example, Kingdom Hearts.
No one understands that,
Accurate.
period.
Wait, wait. First
I
off,
still don't understand it.
Tones, why did you bring up Kingdom Hearts?
Trying to trigger everybody.
No one understands.
Sure, he likes to trick.
Tones,
Do you
Tones
understand
out there
Kingdom
trying to
Hearts,
start
Tones?
shit again? You trying to start shit again?
Yes.
Don't even get me started on Kingdom Hearts, bro. I don't even want to. All the retcons.
You didn't play the rhythm game that has the story elements missing out after Kingdom Hearts 3?
Nope.
There was
No.
rumors that Kingdom Hearts 4 was actually already like moving along.
I saw that.
So what are they going to retcon out of that this time? like y'all done already flip-flopped and changed how the Keyblade works? So now it don't work how it used to work back in
Wait,
the day?
hold on. What? They did
Wait,
what?
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 They retcon how the Keyblade works.
How? How do
Okay.
we
They made
retcon that?
Sora black.
Don't say that because those gonna do that.
We already got a black Keyblade. It's called Oblivion.
Right? Alright, so how
Not
the
Oblivion
Keyblade,
over here too.
so how the Keyblade originally worked was that the Keyblade
Oh.
was seeking out Riku, but Riku had darkness in his heart, so it chose out Sora because he was literally like the closest thing there. Then they retconned that in Birth by Sleep so that Sora and Riku were chosen by the Keyblade Warriors to be Keyblade Masters later on down the line. Keep in mind, you used to be able to like trade off, like not trade off, but like Riku was able to hold on to the Keyblade when he took it from Sora back in Hollow Bastion. You remember that, right, Eric? You can't do that.
Oh, you remember pieces of Kingdom Hearts, Eric?
Oh. So much went on that it's hard to keep track of. And now
I'm proud of
everybody
him.
can have a Keyblade.
I'm proud of him for detail, like remember as good as he does because the story's
Because it's a game that he
So-
hates.
It's
trash.
convoluted.
You would think that he loved the game and just got
Right.
mad because
Wait, all right.
no.
So
it
Hustle,
disappointed him
Hustle.
so bad.
what I'm understanding, all right, is that instead of one or two people being allowed access to the Keyblade, now anybody and their mama and their cousin and their neighbor.
these goddamn Keyblade participation trophies.
They don't even explain.
He didn't
Yo,
get the
they
part
don't-
where there was a cell phone game and there were thousands of Keyblade
Yeah.
wielders.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. There was thousands of Keyblade wielders now. So
There was
we
a
retconned the
There was
Keyblade
a
being a
Keyblade
solitary thing.
school.
So now instead of
Yeah, there's a
Keyblade
Keyblade
being,
school.
so instead of Keyblades being a fucking Dragon Ball, now it's just a Pokeball, and anybody can
Yeah.
have one.
They don't even explain how Axel has access to a Keyblade. My bad, Lee. They don't explain how Lee has access to a Keyblade. He just
You know,
gets
this,
it.
you know what this reminds me of?
No
You remember-
explanations.
Wait, and you, Eric, you remember when Mega Man? All right, so you remember when Mega Man and
You about to tread on
Only-
dangerous ground.
it was only one Mega Man, one base, one rock, one. And then you travel down to the fact that everybody in school has little fucking Mega Man characters on their phones, and they can digitize themselves and go fight each other inside of.
I will not accept Battle Network slander here. All right.
Not only that, but Battle Network.
Battle Network is funny
This
shit.
isn't Battle Network slander because first of all,
Look,
I
Battle
played
Network is a
Battle
different
Network while I was
continuity.
in school.
No. Battle Network is a different continuity, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
That is
Kingdom
not.
Hearts
Oh,
retconned everything to
It's
be
a-
one
Battle Network's
continuity.
an explicit
one story.
spin-off of
Yeah,
the
okay.
original Mega Man.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they did one band, one sound.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kingdom
the
Hearts
same,
keeps
oh, so the same
retconning.
way they, so the same way they did with Gundam and Gunpla.
Whoa.
No. Kingdom
Gunpla,
Hearts keeps
Gunpla
Those
was
are
off
different
too.
universes and
No,
different
I'm saying like the
Yeah.
same way they did that.
no Kingdom Hearts. No, every Kingdom Hearts game is one universe, one continuity that they keep retconning shit out of
and into.
and into. It's like one game will exist, and then the next game retcons
everybody
something out of the
was
first
done
game, and then the next game after that explains what happened in that game by also retconning something out of that game or retconning something into that game. It's like literally every game kind of answers back to the other game while also removing something from the other game, but then adding in something new to the other game.
This sounds like a block of Swiss cheese, and you create a whole other different hole.
Then you try to ask about the story, like, didn't this happen in this game? Nuh-uh. You don't remember? Nope.
Mm-hmm.
There are
wanna know
literally debates that still go on. And Kingdom Hearts 3 came out 4 years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
2019.
Yeah. We about 5 years in. There are
thought
literally
that was supposed
debates
to be the
that are
last
still
one.
happening.
We all did.
No,
Oh,
it was,
my sweet
we all
summer
did.
child.
we thought it was supposed to be the last one too after we waited 20 years for it. And then all of a sudden we find out that is the conclusion of the Xehanort saga.
And then it's like, you better fucking dance to get this next part of the story.
Oh, God.
Dance,
I don't
monkey,
want it.
dance.
And then Tetsuya Nomura hit us with Final Fantasy VII.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait,
Now
what?
you wildin'.
Wait,
Hold on.
I thought we were talking about Kingdom Hearts here.
No wild,
Yeah,
crazy
Final
bullshit
Fantasy.
has happened in.
That's
Final
not the
Fantasy.
problem. That's not the problem. The problem is that Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3 was a 20-year gap.
Yeah.
Now that we got two pieces of Final Fantasy VII, how long do you think the gap is going to be for the last two?
Wait. Hold on. No. You're wrong.
Oh, so they're not the same
Hold on.
person?
Wait.
We're not dealing with the same director here?
We are, but here's the thing.
But
You're saying
Final
this?
Fantasy's
No.
better, huh?
You're saying there's a 20-year gap between Kingdom Hearts 2
Because this
and
man
3.
can't finish shit.
There isn't. All the games in between that because they're all canon. You know it, and I know it.
This man can't finish a poop. Why do I think he's going to finish Final Fantasy VII?
Because we're already done with the second game. What do you mean?
All right, they're done with the second game. I'm talking about finish the whole thing. How long is
Finish the story.
Probably in the next 2 years.
To Hustle's point, it took probably longer to just make the game engine than it took him to actually make the actual game.
That might be right.
Yeah.
And when did Final Fantasy
Also
VII Remake
switched
come
to
out?
Unreal Engine.
2020.
2020. And Rebirth came out 4 years after that. Okay. And it's still going to be finished before Kingdom Hearts is finished. Wait, what?
When did Kingdom Hearts 1 come out?
03, 04, something like that.
03?
When did Kingdom Hearts 2 come out?
Sorry, it's 2002. 2 was, that had to be 04. That was 05. So we had a 3-year gap.
Okay. Again. No. Here's the thing.
These yearly gaps are
Here's the thing.
Coincident, like 1 + 1 still equals 2.
No.
Unless you Terrence Howard, then one times 1 equals 2 or some shit.
Wait, what?
Oh, you gotta watch the Joe Rogan episode for that one.
Oh, okay then. All right.
But here's the thing, though. Final Fantasy VII's story is completed, minus the extra shit that's being added in.
So he didn't
remake.
So the story ain't changed.
The homework is there.
The story hasn't changed at
There
all.
ain't no homework for the Kingdom Hearts saga. This is all shit he's making up on the fly.
I still don't.
That's what I'm saying here.
I
don't know why you're skeptical about Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I don't like him.
I don't either.
I like him about as much as I like Aerith.
Wow.
Right. So anyway,
I mean, look, you cannot like the creator, just like the content.
sure.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII is great.
Yeah.
Aerith sucks, and so does Tetsuya Nomura.
My God.
Okay.
Yeah, but your argument is that it's not gonna be finished. What the fuck you mean it's not gonna be finished?
You know what?
My argument is that
I
he
just wanna
takes
remaster
forever,
it.
and then he likes to little nickel and dime you all the way through by giving you DLCs and giving you this and that and promises.
But he's barely done that with
every
Final
year.
Fantasy VII Remake.
He promises content every year, all the way up until he decides that he wants to drop it. So then he stretches it, and he just, he be gassing it.
Nigga, when did he promise
Because he
content
has
all the way?
completion issues.
He did not promise content every year for Final Fantasy VII Remake. What do you mean?
He didn't, but he did for Kingdom Hearts.
That's
every
Kingdom
year
two
until Kingdom
completely
Hearts
different
drops.
fucking games.
At
Now
least
you're just being difficult to work with.
That's two completely different games.
me.
Wait, Hustle or Tone?
I don't know.
He's
I don't know.
he's just being a problem child right now. He's
Can I-
making stuff
Deadass!
up,
Can I,
slander, defamation.
can I just put it out? Like, is that not his gimmick? Is that not his forte?
Like doing apples to
Yeah, but-
oranges and shit. Like, what do you mean?
It's like
They're
he's
two completely
stirring the
different
pot.
games.
It's like he's
Oranges are
stirring the
better
pot
than
and makes
apples.
the spoon out and lets
Don't
it
get me started.
boil.
What?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Don't
What?
get him started.
They're two completely different games, two completely different goals.
He's gonna say what again?
Are they?
What?
They are. No, man, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Look, all I want to
Nah,
know
man,
is
don't do
all I
that.
want to know
Don't.
is when am I gonna get my
What am I
remastered
doing?
Final Fantasy 9? All right, that's all I want to know.
Yes.
Don't encourage him.
I want
I'm
remastered
not
Final
encouraging him. I
Fantasy
just
9.
chastised him.
Tones, don't make that face. All right, Final Fantasy 9 was art.
Better
You
than
think you
eight.
get 9 before 8?
No, I'm
Yeah.
just saying I want my remastered 9. That's all I
8
want.
is the redheaded stepchild prior to 12.
So,
I
so
was-
9.
Out of every single one that would do better to get a remake with new story. New
I swear to God,
Wait,
Hustle.
what?
Is that
Hustle.
Sephiroth on your shirt?
Yeah, it is. It is actually Sephiroth on my shirt. No,
He planned all this.
it's legit Sephiroth.
He planned this.
Did I freeze up? Because I had like this
Yeah,
thing where it was like,
You
okay.
did.
Yeah, it's Sephiroth. See,
Black material.
yeah. So what I'm saying is this. I think out of all the Final Fantasies that would probably do well to get a full remake and new story added in and things changed out would probably be 8, because 8's story was like chopped to hell in all the production notes to it. There's so much shit that's missing out of 8 that if they were to do a remake-esque type game, it would definitely improve the story, I think.
But I don't like. My thing is like I don't want a remake. I want a
But
remaster.
Goji
I
Senpai
want
said that we're going to get a Final Fantasy 7.5 rehash before we get the last part.
No, we're not. Like, y'all gassing it.
Imagine if that happened.
Stop it.
Imagine. Just
Stop it.
hustle.
We
Just
gonna get a Final
entertain
Fantasy
it. Entertain it,
7.8.
hustle. Imagine if that happened.
I don't get why y'all are so skeptical about the third part of the game
Because
coming
we
out.
don't like Tetsuya Nomura.
What the fuck does it have to do with Final Fantasy VII?
He's the
versus Kingdom Hearts?
director.
It's not the no, it's not the same. Kingdom Hearts isn't finished. Like, what do you mean?
Kingdom Hearts is never going to be finished.
No shit. Final Fantasy VII is going to be finished.
Sure.
Kingdom Hearts is gonna go on just like Supernatural episodes.
Hey, Tone,
Like,
buddy.
where's his skepticism coming from?
I'm just trying
Are
to
you
bandwagon with
okay?
Toes because he's just being an ass.
Hating on Nomura for like no reason.
I don't think there's
Okay,
no
not
reason.
no reason.
No, there's not no reason.
Your anger is misguided.
Hey, Tone,
Guide that shit towards Kingdom Hearts.
where on this doll did he touch?
You're so getting demonetized for something, bro.
I'm not hoping.
Are you
there's
okay?
anything- Goji, what are you talking about, bruh?
Oh,
wait,
God.
Wait, what'd he say?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. What the fuck? Like, what are we
You don't need
talking
pills
about?
for that, bud.
Holy shit. He said, I'm not hopeful because how money hungry companies have gotten recently, 15 years ago.
Be on your
I'd be
side.
on
So
your
now
side.
they're gonna milk our nostalgia.
What are we? Oh my god! I
Wait,
hate
Catherine said I came back to Supernatural slander. No, I'm not slandering Supernatural. I love Supernatural,
I don't
especially
get-
the Winchesters. Love Dean. I hope he becomes the new Batman.
I don't get how y'all are legitimately just like, oh, the third part of Final Fantasy VII is still gonna come out. What the fuck? What are we?
I
What are
can't
we?
even begin to picture Jensen Ankle as Batman. I'm sorry. I can't.
He's literally one of the hopeful actors that people
I
want
mean,
to become the new
he
Bruce
did voice
Wayne.
Batman.
I can picture him as being a Deadpool after Ryan Reynolds.
No.
I mean, he has
Yeah, I
voiced
can't picture
Batman.
him as that either.
He's voiced
He
Batman.
voiced
Like he
Jason-
could
he
be
voiced
I
Batman.
know
Jason
he's
Todd.
voiced it.
Wait, when did he voice Batman? He voiced Jason Todd in Under the Red Hood. I know that, but when he voiced Batman,
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. Jason Todd. Catherine said, "You better fucking not." I love Jensen.
Ironically,
Like,
you know,
I love me some Jensen. I just have a hard time picturing him as Batman.
Have you? Well, okay, so have you seen him like in the suit? Like the picture of
Yeah.
him in the suit?
I've seen that.
Does
Yeah.
it not look great?
Yeah, and he looks more like an Oliver Quinn than he does he looks more like an Ollie than he does a Bruce.
So he looked great, Token. He looked great.
You ain't finna start
he
this.
looked great.
You ain't.
you had you had like 30 pauses in 20 seconds.
Hey, play these games. I'll double down. My bar of shame knows no ground. I'll play this game with you.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Oh my god. He
No,
could make a good
voice
Oliver.
actor. Freaking what's his face from Office Space, who did Batman Brave and the Bold. Underrated as the voice of Batman.
I know you're talking about. Brave the Bull is great.
Yeah.
No,
Like, if
my
you would've
favorite
voiced-
Something different.
my favorite
Different
voice
creator,
actor of all time will always
If
be
they were to have him voice Batman from now on in like video games, I'd totally be cool with that.
would be cool. My favorite voice actor of all time will always be Keith David.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Keith David,
He's the
hands
voice of
down.
Spawn.
He's a voice of fucking Goliath.
Yeah, I was gonna go.
First of all, Kingdom Hearts is an enjoyable experience. It just confused the fuck out of anybody who actually played. Okay.
Not wrong.
It was enjoyable because you knew what was going on in the first game. And then the second game, you thought you knew what was going on, but then you found out that, it brings you back to, a different time in like the third, fourth game. It just got
It should have ended at
a
two.
lot because all your Game Boy games, all your get out.
Hey,
Wait,
hey,
what?
Hey, you know what they say about Kingdom
Yes,
Hearts?
KH is like Bleach.
Leave Blicky.
Kingdom Hearts is
Leave
trash.
Blicky.
Oh my
I mean, you know
god.
what they say about Kingdom Hearts? I mean, like when you walk away.
Wait,
sometimes
Apocalypse asked
You
the
don't hear me
question.
say, "Please, baby, Ondoko."
First of all, saying KH
I'm
is
sorry,
like
the
Bleach
bookie
is
says that I
not
couldn't hear
slander
him.
because first of all, Bleach had a whole season that they tried to retcon. Whoa, we aren't going to slander Bleach, but Bleach had a whole season.
Whoa,
Yo, yo,
Yeah,
We're slander right now.
Whoa. But Bleach had a whole season that was terrible. The bounce season was trash with a capital T. But overall, as a show and a manga, it was good.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts is somewhat like what? All right, get out. That's two. Get out.
Now One Piece is long-winded. Yo, that's crazy.
That
but
protagonist plot
not even
armor
long-winded.
syndrome.
It's actually, it's
no,
actually story detail.
that's shonen in general. Let's be
Because
real.
let's be clear. First and foremost, One
They're-
Piece
they're
is less than
plot armor.
10% filler.
Yeah.
Boo these people.
All I'm saying is you can't complain about plot armor in one shonen and not recognize that across the board because that is literally a thing in every shonen anime.
I mean, in every show, like in every show anime, the MC gets his ass beat a lot, and then he gets a super power up, and then he starts mopping motherfuckers. Then he gets his ass beat again, and then gets another power up, and then he struggles for a little bit, and he like peters off and plateaus for a long time.
But yes, One Piece is a long, continuous story, and some people actually like the longevity of that story because you ever watch an anime that went 12 episodes, not knowing that anime kept going in the comics, and you didn't get the whole thing, and you just feel like you got left on a cliffhanger. Some people want to actually get to the end.
He said that's the longest.
It's only sociopaths that like One Piece. I'm sorry. So
get out.
It's not finished. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you expect? Are you trying to say like, oh, hurry up story because
bro, I'm not.
You know what happens? You know what happens when somebody wants to rush the story to the end?
Wait, insert 3-year
Full Metal Alchemist.
Hold on. What?
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, what you was
They didn't want to wait for the manga to finish, so they made Full Metal Alchemist, and then they came out with Full Metal Alchemist
Brotherhood. Yeah,
that was the actual story that was supposed to be done, but they wanted to rush to the end, so they made original FMA.
Yeah, you know what happens when you rush. You know what happens when you rush to an ending? Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Is that what you want?
I mean,
you want a Game of Thrones type ending?
I mean,
One Piece. Is that what you
I'm
want?
okay with that.
No, the hell.
You're okay with that? Get the fuck
You're
out
not a
of
real
here.
anime watcher. Now you
No,
over here.
No, I'm okay with it because I don't like One
End the
Piece.
episode.
I don't like
deal
One
with
Piece.
this
I don't like One Piece. Goddamn it! I
You're
just don't.
so good, Token. You didn't have a bad take this entire episode, so you had to say that shit.
You wanted to start an anime episode, anime show, and you don't like.
Everyone has
you
their
don't like one
preferences,
of
sir.
the longest running of the big three.
Everyone has their preferences, and I just don't like One Piece.
That's fine.
No. It's not a preference to say that One Piece should have a
Hustle didn't like One Piece either.
Game of Thrones.
Wait, hold on. Said it. What?
I said Hustle did not like One Piece either. He did not like the art style of One Piece.
Since when? When was this?
Almost since forever. As a matter of fact, most of the people that I know who started watching One Piece and are religious watchers and readers did not like it when they started.
Red is what got me into it.
Promise you, they did not like it when they started it.
Yeah, and I'm one of them.
Because I was like, what do I want to watch a show about a boy who goes gum gum and has rubber arms? Why do I want to watch this? I got into it and found out that it was fire, and I got hooked.
I watched One Piece up to like the episode that was in the 300s, and then I stopped.
It's cool.
I don't know. Watching up to 300 is a lot.
It is, but I can almost guarantee you he skipped around. He took breaks.
No. I was just flooring it through, and then I got in the 300s. I was like, no, I'm done.
Nah.
I'm done. That's when I'm talking about years ago when One Piece like came out and it was consecutive. I stopped watching then.
So do
not current.
9900 and come to where we are now.
Was that why?
What?
I said,
is it because you watched the 4Kids stuff?
9900 come to where we are now.
That could be it.
Oh, that explains it.
That could be it because I watched the dub.
He was watching dub. You was watching dub.
Now, I was watching One Piece back when it came out. I was watching dub.
That's the first mistake.
To be fair, you can floor it through 300 episodes. Sorry about that. You can floor it through 300 episodes a few different ways, actually.
You could watch One Piece.
Yeah, that was the one way you could do it. They also have like watching guides so that like you can figure out what episodes you can cut through. Like the thing about One Piece I've noticed, because I haven't actually gotten super far in it, but the thing I've noticed is that like a 25-minute episode is usually like 10 minutes of actual content.
The
first, like, 12
there's
minutes
3 minutes.
There's so much talking.
There's 3 minutes of an opening song. There's 5 minutes of a recap. And then at the end, you still get another 2 minutes of what's coming. So
you got legit 10 to 12 minutes of actual content.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm gonna skip all this, skip all this, and just do this.
So you can floor it through 300 episodes kind of quick.
I just couldn't at some point. I was like,
again, you're watching it in English.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that could have been
we
a
had fun today, guys. And with all of the fun that we've had and these amazing conversations that we had, I can guarantee you we won't see Token next week.
Probably
you can't
not.
guarantee that.
One thing he's consistent on is being inconsistent.
Look, all right, I got a lot of stuff going on.
The one thing you're consistent on is being inconsistent.
Yeah.
Got a
So
lot
anyway,
of prep, rehearsal, training, shit.
So anyway, I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We actually had a whole lot of fun. I actually feel really good in having these conversations, and I do really, really feel like you guys were on fire. Like, you guys are what make us keep coming back. You know, the fact that we're having so much fun up here, we're having fun with you. We feel like you're included in our conversations. So we want to just let you know that we always appreciate you. And I plan on actually having more episodes, more content like this. Hopefully we can even break some of this up and just make it so that you guys can just go back and watch the pieces that you want. So we're working on some things for you, and hopefully you'll see more videos coming from us, even if they're just recaps of what we talked about or broken down pieces of what we talked about, you know. So I just want to make sure that, you know, you guys get everything that you're owed, everything that you deserve from us, you know. So thank you for joining us on this spicy episode of Start Button. And from all of us here, I just want to wish you all a wonderful week. And, you know, remember, if there's anything that you want to do, sometimes all you got to do is press the start button. And like Blicky said, like, subscribe, feel free to join our Discord. I'm sure we're going to throw up the Discord link. So thank you very much. And we appreciate it, V-Tone. All of the spamming is definitely appreciated. But we'll definitely try to see you guys here next week, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. In the meantime, we're out.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Later.